correctly so. Let me guess. Randy, you like his shirt.
I didn't notice. Is there something special about it?
Novinte trabljeni izdelki spet postanejo novi. Prenesite aplikacijo.
From the House of Versace?
Oh, okay, okay.
Randy? I know you're a sucker for labels, you know. I mean, I'm not judging because I too.
Usually when I see the Versace, it's got a lot of like gold throughout,
Yeah,
you
the
know, and black.
chains, the satin, you know, the Linus Love sort of Versace,
this is
the
quite
Tom Vogel saying sort of Versace.
the different section of the store.
Yeah, the more understated. I know you're a sucker for labels, you know. I mean,
It's
I'm
hard
not
to
judging
see.
'cause
Do you blame me?
I too.
Usually when I see the Versace, it's got
Theme
a lot
is
of
a
like
weird way to
gold
describe
throughout,
it, but
and
you know,
black.
the
I still
satin.
think
I
he
thought
needs
you'd
to
have been
steam
all
the
over.
shirt.
Yeah, this is
Linus
not a
Love.
Versace.
Yeah, this is
Steam
quite-
the shirt. You would steam all of the value right out of it if you did that. By the way, we're talking about Andy Nee's Louis Vuitton.
Hey, man, it just turns into a blank white T-shirt.
Ace Queen Deuce as King 4 turns into a nut flush draw. Tan with a pair of queens, firing 10 into 30.
Idea of check raising this King 4, maybe? Check call, we go. There's the flush.
Monotone on the turn. Andy has the Queen 10 drawing dead.
Taking the lead.
Surprised to see it?
Yeah, and I think he's doing that to try to make it seem like he's got a bluff as just an odd line, but it doesn't trick Tan Xuan. Perhaps Andy is thinking, look, if I want to get 2 streets, I need to lead myself against like a worse diamond.
Lucky chip.
Mateos will have an ace in the straddle as quiet has come over the table in the absence of Paul Pua, who does drive so much of the social aspect of the game. Ace 9. The Razor Pre dominating Elton, who books a date with the Queen Jack 10 board, both with the bottom end of the straight draws. However, saying with the pair of jacks, doing a lot better and facing a 15K barrel.
Makes the call. Pot now at 64K. Turn card is the 9.
4-liner on board. Ace of spades becoming more relevant.
Weak 2 pair. Should be looking to check and try to hit the hand.
Elton agrees. And now the king on the river, a gutter to Tan making the nuts, while saying he's left to play the board.
He just needs to try and size so that his opponent tries to call for a chop. Looks like he's going to go kind of small. I like this, given that if you are calling for half, you're not getting good odds.
30K, the
Good
right
size.
number to get paid.
Very good size from Tan Xuan.
Yeah. And again, one of those reputational paydays, perhaps. Looks like the seat draw cards are upon us, which can only mean one thing. That is the end of frame 3, which, relative to frames 1 and 2, oddly out of sequence, is perhaps the calmest one that we've experienced thus far. But there's one thing I can tell you for sure. Frame 4 is when the magic happens. You don't want to miss it. Stay close. Randy and I will be back with continuing coverage of Day 6 of our Triton Poker Series Cash Game Invitational from Montenegro after this.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Triton Super High Roller Series Cash Game Invitational. And it's the final frame. Ali, you know what that means.
Barn burner time. That's for sure. I said I was afraid at the top of this broadcast.
It's halftime at the Triton Poker Series Cash Game Invitational, and with the redraw, Adrian Mateos and Patrick Antonius will step in to replace Ivy and Jungle Man, who just happen to be the two biggest winners at the table. Maybe the new pros will hold the torch for the top 2 spots. Randy, Ali, back to you.
Well, thanks, Nella. I wasn't afraid of checking in with her, but more so of what might be in store for us in the final 2 hours, just given that Andy Nee and Tan Xuan have, at long last, a sense of daily urgency, though one day of action remains after tonight, and we know they'll have seats. Mateos hovering around even. Antonius, a nice W under his belt. Boss of $500. $67,000 at long last in the green, but given that the bulk of the fireworks tend to take place during this 4th and final frame of each of the first 6 days, Randy, I wouldn't go counting any of the chickens before they hatch.
Agreed.
Me? Why? I made a mistake.
Oh, he missed a round.
No, I missed 1 round. I go for
Yeah, he missed
a
that
long
one.
time.
Yeah.
Okay, play.
I need the boss.
No, new game.
Also, I didn't miss it. I just quit on the strap.
那我牌丢了，主要是。
took a break.
Okay, how much? Also 12. 我妈逼！
估计没人敢 open 了，我跟你说。
我还没看牌，我还没知道发生什么事情。
Okay, so some discussion surrounding whether or not Boss needed to post here. Apparently he did.
Yep.
He wasn't thrilled about it.
No, he wasn't. So he's going to check.
Pays 5.
I think it's
The last time in my trader, I go
miss,
out.
yeah.
So go to trader
Shot it up.
already. Unless now new game, I come back in on the
straddle.
straddle.
Yeah. That makes sense, yeah.
Make it fair for everybody.
Yeah.
新规矩是吧？
对，因为你每一次抽完位置，如果就不用 post 的话，你就之前你全部摘就可以了嘛，对不对？你就免费，当你的时候你不玩，然后
Likes to look at the 2 fours.
然后就
Cold calls from the small.
回来，等一下又
就回来抽个新的位置，就可以免费看几把了嘛。
这样我应该我等了。
所以我问为什么他也是这样，因为同一个原因嘛，他也不在嘛，是两个人不在嘛。
太复杂了。
啊。
But this now I can wait until my trader, right?
也可以的，因为你每2个小时就抽一个位置嘛。对啊，可以等。
Ace, Jack, 5. Boss folded the straddle and flops aces up here well in front of the field. Did point out that he could have simply waited until it was his turn to straddle before he hopped back into the action, but he didn't come here to watch poker.
This is a great way to needle him, though, with that flop. 2 8s are still best.
Yep.
As we check it down to a river card. And that ace is a full house.
Not for pocket 8s or pocket 4s.
Right on that. 4s is attacking, and I think this is going to work. Andy, 60K, recognizes that if hands had an ace, probably would have bet the turn or the flop.
Nice from Andy, and obviously, given that he cold called pre-flop, credible. And Boss lamenting the lost opportunity. So not only did all of that straddle money slip away, but so did at least 40K. Jack 10 for hands. Hard to describe it as being bluffed off of those 2 8s in that last pot, but in fact, technically, that's what happened.
True.
Back at it. Flops the gut shot in 2 overs against a gut shot in 1 over with backdoor diamonds for Ferdy, who defended.
Could be a fun one. Ferdinand with that diamond is helpful. Might even make him check raise the flop. Check call, though, understandable, which he does.
Board pairs after the extra 20 slides into the middle, bringing the pot to 48. Supposed to be the straddle defender's board.
Also
so
not
than him.
supposed to be in the +2 open too much, but he is going to bet 20, and him betting 20 allows him to steal this pot very often. If he checks and doesn't hit, I'd imagine Ferdinand bets and takes it on the river. Again, Ferdinand wake up with a check raise all of a sudden. Crossing his mind because hands just bet 20 into 48. It's a little weak, and that is a power move.
Ferdy finding it.
Great counter.
Reminding hands that this is my board, not yours.
Yeah, and that's a problem when you go kind of small on turns where if you did have it, you might go meaty.
Very credible line for a 9 to have taken. Nice move there.
Yeah, you just can't get away with trying to exploit against these players.
You've been watching Pucho play for quite some time, Randy. When you observe his game here across the better part of this week, and I know he didn't get in the saddle until a few days into it, how far along has he come as a player since the first time you have observed him?
Very, very far. You know, in the beginning, he wasn't so refined. You know that he was kind of still getting his feet wet. But naturally, as someone who plays a lot of poker against the same opponents, you learn how to adjust and cater accordingly. And he's actually quite a good poker player, you know, for someone who doesn't play it year-round.
He's also a guy, I think, who very successfully leverages pretty tight table image.
He does. He really does. You know, he doesn't get in there every single hand, but he knows that when he does wake up with a move, it often gets through.
Yeah, it gets respected.
He knows when to do it. He's not
35
reckless.
ahead as 2 bets became 3. Hands with the 7s outflopped by Elton. Note that the
Tricky.
ace jack of hearts was in the straddle for boss. He got away from it.
Let's see if Elton wants to continue to be tricky. Check back the flop. One quarter thrown in.
Wanna go back to playing now that we're sitting close?
I'll give you a free one.
All right,
A free card to look at.
with the seating order changed up once again,
Massage is here. Thank you.
Elton and Hands negotiate the show 1 situation, and Hands has also been using this 4th frame as the massage frame. Elton going to it as well, so how about a
Okay.
little
4 more hands coming.
side-by-side self-indulgence? Yeah, hands on hands on hands.
That's a lot of hands.
Your box is there.有得嗰啲個 box 喺個 box 喺度。呢個 box 喺邊度？
Queen Jack played as a flat,
This
or
Queen
limp
Jack
rather.
might over limp as well.
Ace King, I think the limping's all done, although we've seen some sneakiness from Tan from time
I
to time.
don't think the sneakiness is coming out when he's stuck so much.
Yeah, I agree. Although sometimes it's with the intention of tempting somebody to get after what they perceive to be dead money so that he can put that big 3-bet in.
This 3-bet still might come in from Ferdinand. He's got the ace-5 suited.
It's a candidate.
He also knows Tan Chuan is the type to raise a lot. He just gets away. That's very nice from him. Good timing.
18 more plunked in there by the first Queen Jack off.
As does the second.
Jack finds the flop here as both parties are ahead of the Ace King now.
And the Ace King might even c-bet this flop. Jack 6 deuce.
Sunaj zapiha jesenski veter. Je čas za toplo odejo, kakao in risanke.
Odlično!
Tačke na patrulji, Whisper, Heidi, Mia, Maja in pižamani. To je le nekaj malih junakov, ki razveseljujejo tako male radovedneže kot celotno družino. To bo največja zabava sploh! Obarvajte svojo jesen z risankami na Vojo.
Doesn't really achieve too much.
Tan steps aside. Seven. Not bothersome.
No, it's a good card. Queen Jack can hunt more value. But Queen Jack will be looking to call. There's a check. I feel like one of these Queen Jacks is going to bet. It's not the first. And you might expect that King Jack plus would bet the river card.
Interesting spot Elton has put himself in by virtue of not having found the bet himself, but he does reach out and grab calling chips. It's not supposed to be a river that causes him any problems. And let's chop it up.
玩起来！
Did they just give each other a fist bump?
含量细皮呀，操你妈！
子弹赚的钱好。
Take
拿
Tan's
着
money.
AK 打2个双胞
啊，我
胎。
最大的，我可以勾。
啊？
可以打2个3胞胎打不动。
对呀。
对呀，因为
我还有勾。我可以勾。我 AK 嘛。
Oh, had folded. King Jack complaining.
Lim race 嗰個。I have SK.
Queen Jack.
I have one Jack. 2个比杂花勾扣，抢着扣，
抢着扣，
真他妈的！
哪里想我扣还是不扣了？妈的，不扣了我说紧。哎呀，
他的钱有味道，他的钱有味道一点的。
2个那么快扣下去，我 I King Jack 你们扣。
同一个门派的，同一个门派的打法。
这个面子不给牌子，提高这个扔掉给别人说。
Queen this time for time.
Very loose player.
Oh, Ferdinand's got the queens and Elton's got ace king and the straddle. This is gonna get big.
我还是你勾呢。
11 becomes 35 in front of ace king.
Just calls the 3-bet cold. That is unexpected.
We have seen that approach with some frequency by the ace kings. Content to take the passive line and then be very surprisingly strong at showdown unexpectedly as a flat caller pre. Similar board texture to the last time around, except there are no queen jacks lurking. Instead, it's just the overpair for Ferdy.
Still pretty good board for Ferdy. I think it is possible that Elton is holding jacks to cold call 3-bets in his mind, but queens are queens.
65, the follow through.
I'm curious to see if Elton check calls ace king here, because maybe that call pre-flop was a counter strategy to Ferdinand specifically. Lays it down. Yeah, I feel like he thinks Ferdy's 3-bet range is a little bit tighter than some others.
No
floating.
多少？谁输给那个？
Rob 输给那个女的。
哦
，38万。
上头了他。喂，输给他。有什么？
Elton asking Ferdy whether or not the 4-bet would have yielded a fold. Ferdy just casually shrugging his shoulders. F around and find out, Elton.
Given Elton's post-flop action, I think Ferdy's pretty happy about his 2 queens.
Sure.
Didn't realize it was ace king over there. Patrick, he's in with a limp. One more limp.
Fly paper effect.
Fly paper effect.
Yeah.
Mosquito paper effect.
Oh, I wish we had some of that in here. Make my job easier. Jack 9-3. Pair for Elton. Open ender for Mateos. Round of checks. Queen on the turn. Now giving 2 pair to Elton, who leads for 20,000, and top pair to Adrian.
If it blanks out, could get in trouble for Mateos. Not a blank.
Jack River counterfeiting Elton, and now Adrian actually has the best hand. A little bit weird to see the check out of Elton.
I mean, he
on the
got
river.
counterfeited. He could be up against a jack. Better queen, of course, now. So
I was thinking from Adrian's perspective,
Queen 10.
for him to lead that turn and then check that river.
no, I don't think it's that surprising. Just because that middle card pairing is not advantageous for the one betting, as they would want to fear their opponent having it. He's definitely delighted,
弯起来，弯起来，
especially with his kicker.
弯起来，弯起来，
弯起来。
Ace 5 suited for Ferdy. Got out of the way earlier when it was an out of position call.
Prefers to be the opener.
Sure.
Nine, 7 of spades. Calling from Mateos, who sees a 9 and a straight draw.
Up against bottom pair. Checks it over.
You no give tip. No help. No tip, no help.
Check back.
I give for
Ferdy.
Mine. That Mavi.
Double gutter now for Mateo. Still checking.
I match it. I match it.
以前多给的以前的。
Small pocket pair, they have big pair.
8. Pairs on the river. Ferdy hasn't put a chip in post flop.
Every time we hit a set, we give 1,000.
Even though you lose?
Yeah, it's a bonus. We're flopping
Little
the set.
value found by Mateos.
Yeah. Sizing of just 7K, retaining Ferdy. You always feel a little bit used in those spots.
Just used a little bit. Lost additional 7.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Here's time. Well, they come count.
Mystery hand time.
You didn't keep my money.
We'll slap the blinders on hands. Who opens to 10,000?
Indian lose, is it?
Elton.
No, just lose to Elton.
8, 4 of spades.
3 matches. This is all the small.
Massaging an extra 25. Out of hands.
Actually, you didn't lose.
In the middle. 9, 8, 7 with a couple of
Just
spades.
lost
Pair and a
Elizabeth.
flush draw.
I know.
I think that's
There's
safe
no
to
more
say that's a
shareholder.
great flop for Elton.
3 days, you lose.
Quite
Especially
happy with his choice to
after-
3-bet pre now.
Yeah. Sneaky check.
You start 3 p.m.
It is pretty tempting to
there's-
bet
I
the
pump check.
turn.
Last night, pump check. Make mistake.
It's hard for hands to have a better hand given the action so far. Then again, hands is one of those guys who can just wake up with check raising all of a sudden.
Take pieces of everybody.
35K. Given the second check in front of him. That which Elton settles on.
Elton's range, though, technically is quite capped to not bet the flop.
You know, and when that's the case, in particular, hands has done a lot of this. Check and big raise.
Having said that, though, Elton is aware, and having the spades is nice because he can still hit a pretty big hand.
On TV.
Perhaps a bit surprised to be in this situation, but nevertheless invested. Elton puts in the extra 105, does not find improvements on the river as the board pairs. And let's see. Does feel like hands just has to be betting.
It's a little scary too, though, right? Because Elton could be sitting there with a big overpair, and if hands wants that to fold, it needs to go really meaty. The 7 though is a little bit problematic in case he was trying to represent 2 pair. 9-8 got counterfeited by an overpair. Jack 10 he can still represent. 6-5. Flop set, which would be a boat. Still all reasonable hands. 250,000.
Quarter milli. If you want a showdown.
This doesn't feel good.
No, but Elton reconstructing things.
$250,000. It's a pair of 8s.
Remember that hands opened. Elton chose to re-raise this one. On the 9-8-7 board, it went check, check. On the turn, it went check, big raise. That's how we arrived at a river where this $250,000 barrel leaves Elton with a shot at 600 plus, being laid well north of 2-1.
Yeah, this is going to take a lot of time, Banks, because this line is interesting and odd.
Are you allowed to ask his massage therapist whether or not any added tension is being detected? Or is that out of bounds?
I think that's out of bounds.
Use a knife. River chicken race. Sink.
He's tossing a ton of time, Banks. And
Oh, look, and now
smile.
he gets a reaction from hands, and I wonder if he's going to make anything of that.
Maybe.
Could this be 10 jack?
Doesn't need to be just only 10 jack he loses to.
How many I use?
Could it be 9-9?
It could be. Could be 8-8, although he blocks that. Quad 7s. 8-7. 6-5. If it's not, though, it's like a 10x.
Yeah. The naked 10x. Definitely on his mind.
Spades. Queen jack.
Yeah, we blocked the spades is the problem, and it looks like he is going to fold. What did hands have? Wow. It was the naked 10. And I got to tell you, Randy.
You don't want to see the ace.
No.
That it does feel to me like that specific check big raise on the turn line, whenever taken by hands, usually isn't nutted.
From what we've seen, yes. I hear you.
I don't want to be held accountable if somebody now hears us say that when watching back a stream and tomorrow comes in and pays off and then blows me up.
Sure. From what we've seen, though, we've seen hands activate in spots like that.
Bad river.
Elton suggesting that the fact that the 7 paired is part of why he laid it down?
Well, there's 2 parts of that. 1, maybe it's some kind of 7-6 suited bluff. 2, he could have got a spade.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm not sure which way he's thinking about it.
Right. Two queens, two spades, and a deuce. Boss, jack high flush draw. Elton, trips.
Something like that. Huh?
10K follow through after the 11K open from Pua.
Elton looking to fast play his trip queens. Good kicker.
Eight 5 dismissed.
I mean, feels like you just gotta call and try to hit your spade. Maybe the jack or 9 is good sometimes if Elton's raising like some kind of pocket pair.
In comes the 20 requested. And out pops a jack. This will keep Paul interested.
Yeah, it's gonna get him in trouble. Now he beats like some spades. Elton is very tricky, and the spade comes right in for Paul.
Check back from saying allowing boss to get there free of charge, mind you.
I'm not so sure how much Queen X he's giving Elton credit for with the turn check back and raise on the flop. So I'm curious to see how he sizes. If he still thinks it's a reasonable possibility, he will go big. But if not, he might come in smaller. Maybe even check to let his opponent try to rep the flush. He's gonna bet himself. It's very small because he doesn't give Elton credit for the queen.
Snap call from Elton, figuring it's either the flush or nothing. So a raise is never going to get paid off by worse.
Disappointed personally, but
Oh, big, maybe a little bit bigger because it's net call.
Yeah, boss immediately thinking he left meat on the bone, given the speed with which Elton made the call.
Yeah, he sure did. Not his problem. Mistake though. He was hoping that Elton hit the ace.
It's I kind of induced it too.
Saying we'll take one off. Not Patrick though. Limps Jack 9. Ton craning around for a look at just how deep Patrick is sitting.
Makes
deep
20.
enough to target with this ace queen.
Patrick's in there.
King Queen 5. A dusty gut shot for Patrick with a couple of unders to the King Queen. Meanwhile, Ace of Clubs working in conjunction with second pair. Top bet 17.
Check calling coming.
Board pairing 5, producing the flush draw for Ton. Are you surprised at all that Patrick would choose this one to check call, or is it just Ton's range is so wide that we want that opportunity to potentially experience check back on the turn and then maybe unimproved bluff the river?
Exactly the latter. He knows that Tangerine is c-betting so much. Maybe he gets lucky and hit the 10.
一样的。
整兩碟嚟。
10 is bet this ace queen himself. Hands over regardless.
Yep.
Is it? No, I wasn't exactly the same.
Gonna take a lot more of those pots.
拿不回啦，猴年马月了。
12.
Suited connector from Mateos, making a 12 into hijack. See if he gets any company. King, queen. That can participate.
Cheap.
Heads up. One customer. Ferdy out of the big, who flops second pair. Checks over to Mateos.
Mateos going to go ahead and try and rep that ace king.
Supposed to be his board.
Right. 8K. He's been going with these 8K C bets. 25% pot. Swiftly called by middle pair. Blank on a turn.
See whether or not Mateos has another barrel. Answer is no. Finds an 8 on the river. Maybe some showdown value against the Broadway gutters.
Yeah, queen, jack, jack 10.
Check.
King, queen. Gets free showdown.
Can you hear that?
Huh?
Can you hear that?
No.
Ace jack suited.
I don't know why when we sometimes just happen to stare to each other and then we just laugh.
Telepathic.
I have no idea why. Even in the tournaments.
A lot of diamonds lurking.
Suggests we won't be seeing him on the flop, of course. As the 12K open from Elton. Flatted by Patrick, Boss, and Hands in turn. Jack 10-7. Second pair for Boss. Top pair in the gutter for Hands. Top pair in the best kicker for the pre-flop raiser. Patrick, let's go with the gutter. 15K C-bet. Boss.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gonna lose an additional 15K there with king 10.
Not interested in peeling. Of course, the
Oh.
Jack 9. Happy to peel, and Boss
I'd be angry.
would have had the best hand. Broadway gutter acquired for Elton, but that card in particular does interact with some of the range that Hands would be peeling with.
Nice value bet here of ace jack. Not an easy one to find.
Also,
Actually
the kind of
gets
bet
the jack
that
9 in there.
is not easy to check raise
Oh, an
against,
8.
but the river is an 8. Hands finds the jack high straight, checks it over to Elton, who wastes no time checking back. And
Elton downswinging.
yep.
你不投机的？
Take that hand. Flop ball. From pre-flop to flop to turn to river. Every street. Yeah.
Should have went all in before the flop. You should have went all in. Was that the correct move?
My hand?
Yeah.
Wow.
The interview question that decides everything. What AI tools do you use? If you say Chat GPT, you're done.
I'm 51, added AI certified to my LinkedIn last month, got 4 interview requests in 1 week, 1 turned into a job offer.
AI certified, like a course?
28-day program, 15 minutes a day, finished it, got the certificate, uploaded it. Recruiters actually mentioned it.
What if I've never touched AI before?
Perfect. The 28-day AI challenge is built for beginners over 40. You get certified at the end. Week 1, unstoppable. Week 2, proof on your resume. Day 28, you stand out. Tap the screen and start tomorrow.
No surprise he's betting 15,000. Should get looked up by hands on the flop. Elton now. In the straddle. Could have that 8.
See what he's got on his mind.
How about a raise to 50,000? That's Super Mario music?
Someone seems to be playing a mobile game. It did sound pretty 8-bit, if I'm being honest. Down to heads up. As Ferdy hangs in there.
Flush.
Finds it. On the turn, of course, when there's a pair on board, we do have possible issues. Elton now goes from check raising to 50 in a 3-way pot to checking in a heads up one.
That makes me feel much better about my flush here if I'm Ferdinand. Kind of want to charge to 8x. 8x has outs, whether it be 7 jack or side card. $75,000 is the price.
How much 8x does Elton have as played here?
I think he's got a lot. You know, he defended from the straddle, check raised the flop. He probably doesn't want to keep building the pot when the flush comes in, as well as the straight 10-9 got there. Oh, Elton grabbed more than 3 whites.
Wow.
Check raise min.
And min always feels as though it is begging to be called, and there's really no room for improvement other than the 5 of spades in the event that Ferdy's up against a boat. And I don't think he expects that just naked trip 8s would behave this way.
No, it shouldn't be naked trip 8s. They don't want to get blown off in case the flush wants to just go for it. Oh, this is pretty tough. And if my opponent is making a bluff, I don't think they're going to shut down if they're trying to do some kind of ace of spades play. He will make the call. Does have that for sure clean out. The 5 of spades.
Doesn't reveal itself. Talk to us, chat. What do you think Elton's got? Some speculating 9-10, although
I don't think it's 9-10.
Not with the pair and spades on board. Some saying 9-6 off. 7s for 7s full.
Jam. I can guarantee you he's doing that, which he just does in Ferdinand.
Against Elton.
Against Elton.
This is a request for all of it. Some saying 7-8. Must be under the hood.
Definitely can see that.
Ace-8 with the ace of spades, also a submission. Not sure we'd be looking.
I don't think so based on turn action, because you're not looking to get the chips in there. If it is, it's very low frequency.
The thing is, this queen really didn't change anything for Ferdy. So he does check call, and it is the naked 8. Elton says you win.
So he turned it into a bluff.
Mm-hmm.
What a play.
Obviously was drawing live to a boat.
Huh?
But unimproved.
Yeah, Ferdinand, why are you trying to bluff you? Why you call? You're flush. How can you call?
Aaron.
You want to call this?
Oh, yeah, flush.
That was a big move. Very credible.
Very steep oopsie.
Big call from Ferdinand. That was nice.
Is there a check raise bigger than that maybe we shed Ferdy's 6 high spades on the turn?
Thumbs up.
Randy?
That's an interesting one, right? Like maybe make the commitment there. Like, are you willing to commit? I don't know, because he obviously still called with the 6-4 spades on the river there.
Aaron the other day also wrongful.
That was just some cool poker. For Elton to turn his 8 into a bluff. He knew he was no good on the river.
No, you flush already. You want to bluff you off the flush.
Jack 8, Jack 7, 8, 7. Yeah. I tried.
That you did, sir. Valiant effort, but unfortunately he ran into a sticky Ferdinand.
Flop check raise, Elton. Turn check raise.
And check raise.
It was double check raise.
And check raise,我操！
边搏边投，搏不动头。
没有，他学他徒弟那一招。
Double check raise。
没学。
Went for the glory.
So Elton, definitely down now in today's session.
Oh.
5 deuce suited.
It's kind of wild to think about, considering that he was the big winner on a few of our leaderboards.
He was. Up at least 500 or 600K at one point.
In the weeds is Antonius's ace-king suited. Clubs that covered, but not the board that he had in mind. As we see Tan Xuan, once again, a 5 deuce suited. He's been playing those as 3 bets and 4 bets.
Yeah, why bluff you? Just call, check, and fold.
Oh, you always bluff,
right?
I think if you check raise, bet, I fold.
He checks in front.
Check raise, bet.
Yeah. Bet, Chavry. Maybe I fold.
I think getting chips in here and hoping that we pick up some heart draws. Maybe a sticky 3 for Adrian, or these 4s staying involved.
The 4s are tricky because he's got 3 players to act behind. If he was last to act, he definitely would be calling. But the 4s interact nicely with the board. Somehow it's an overpair. It gets the 3s out.
Patrick sustaining minimal damages. Taking the ace-king the way that he did, but finding a king on the turn, it would have left him in trouble.
Yeah, good for him. He thinks it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, how often does someone have a deuce here?
Yeah. Gangsta bluff. Huh? Gangsta bluff. It's really tough to bluff there.
Stupid bluff.
Mateos giving Elton props for doing the thing. And Boss
doesn't believe me.
giving Tan credit for having the thing, which he did.
买个6去啊？
我可能应该大稳。
对6啊？
I just noticed that Tan's shirt I think, has the same sort of pearls working on it as Day 6's White Louis hoodie did. Remember on the end of the string?
He loves the Louis, I'll tell you that.
Did you miss out on that collection? It feels like the kind of thing that you would have gotten after, Randy.
It's probably still there. I might have to go and take a look.
I don't know. You think it's
pricey collection, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Who you telling?
我的鸡这是从来不成功的鸡。
他妈的，在这里偷一次死一次，搞得我以后打牌不敢当机了。
尊重你。
啊，3到50。
If I
raise and take.
I walk out, smoke on the button. Can I sit down anytime? I need to wait. Same thing.
Because very hard for dealer
平时
to
老
remember
老是
when
偷鸡
they-
偷成的功
when you come back,
对啊
you're not in the
我嘛，我平时
trader, you
老
got
是
post.
这里他
When you
妈
go
的
out, you can ask the boy.
我偷了几天。
No, my, I always do that. I go smoke. Okay, when my trader, my turn to trader,
Lucky
call
chip，
me.
忘起来，忘起来。
Trader.
我自己搞自己啊，本来好好的，哎呀，
自己搞自己，
说了
我还不
他
自己搞自己，搞了70万人都不见了。
做了唐轩，
起码他也有摆 fashion 给你看 ，Triton 1给你看一出戏
，But
70万。
limp with the 6-7.
Elton stacked up, topped up to $1 million, by the way.
他妈的那么大，他哪里会乱搞
Quietly reloading.
谁啊？我啊。
家人们
He's getting twisted. Thai massage right now, you know.
Yeah, it's I'm gonna need those hands back.
How do you play? Oh, you found us.
Was he fighting the stretch, by the way? It did feel like there was some
He's like, I want to check.
resistance.
He can't even see the board. He's being turned.
他这里有，他这里有。
Patrick throws out 5K in last place.
Elton, a caller, the hearts roll off, giving him the only flush.
Let's see if Antonius bets again. Maybe he thinks the 7x or 10x of no heart is in there. Gives up.
Yeah.
Ultimately, undramatic exchange. Elton's still thinking about his decision to get after Ferdy.
It was a pretty credible bluff, but you might have heard Ferdy say, maybe if you follow through on the turn in Jam River, I fold that flush. But something about that double check raise didn't sit right with Ferdy.
他谁都不行。
不偷也不行。
不偷也不行，很麻烦的。偷也不行，不偷也不行。
Ferdy an opener here with pocket threes. Boss flats his tens. Pocket nines pipped for Andy.
对，大大大。
Andy looking to play a big pot. Squeezing.
And when we under-rep the tens, as Paul has done here, we do need to be prepared for this sort of response and recognize that Andy doesn't have to be up in his range here, but rather keen on squeezing, which he successfully does to Ferdy's threes.
Should be happy to take in position.
Boss plunks in the 58. Ace-5 deuce board. Both concerned about the other having ace-x.
Of course.
But with the benefit of the betting lead, you see Andy reaching out and very neatly firing 55,000. And these are the C-bets that we hate to feel obligated to call, Randy, because it always feels like a torch when another barrel comes in and we haven't improved. But with specifically that 10 of spades as well, and the knowledge that Andy doesn't have to have us beat, Boss does make the call. Now he finds the third nut flush draw courtesy of this queen of spades, while Andy might be a little bit more sheepish about another barrel.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because Paul picks up outs, but the queen also hits some of the c-bet bluffs like king queen, queen jack. Andy's never going to think the nines are good, but can he get a hand to fold? That's hard to say from his point of view. It kind of looks like he's got this determination that he wants to win this pot based on his determined look, and he is.
Yeah, good read. No spade, no ace, no queen, no problem. 115K, and that sizing goes a long way given that it's on the milky side.
Yeah, I think this is going to kick out the better hand. Well played, Andy Nee.
That second barrel, absolutely crucial. No world in which he wins that pot, one would imagine, if he doesn't fire it.
That's what's so important about having the pre-flop aggression, is you get to steal pots that you don't normally get to if you play it passively.
That's one that's going to sting when Boss goes back and sees it.
其实是不应该扣了，但是我老是扣。
拨2张嘛，拨1张就不扣。
我老是扣啊。
有黑桃在手扣咯。
Mateos.
King deuce suited.
Patrick's going to get in there. A couple sevens.
Yeah.
Paul's got jack 8 suited in the straddle. 8 more to go.
Price is right. So's the hand. Queen, jack 7 and 2 spades. Pair in the flush draw versus bottom set. Rather.
But it is potential outs for him. Plenty of hands for Patrick to value bet against.
Some concerns over King 10 lurking from time to time, but
Sure.
we draw live against that, or 10-8 for that matter.
Right. Also need to think about the hands we beat, and there's a lot of it. Whether it be Jack 10, Queen 10, King Queen, etc.
And we got to charge spades.
Of course. He's charging.
Boss, once again, content to flat. Not going to be quite content with the 3 of diamonds as the river card, however, leaving him with just second pair. and leaving Patrick with what I would imagine he thinks is a prime opportunity to target some one-pair hands, especially those that contain a 10 and would make sense as combos.
There's a little bit of 2-pair in Paul's range too. He did close the straddle. Patrick's cut out about 150 in his hand there.
Shaves a quarter off of it, though.
Yes.
你可能套他套很多次，他一般都是拿指令。是吗？我都忘记了。俺老板打过来，我永远不相信，永远给他吃。
It's a strong line that Patrick's taking. So Paul's not going to hero call.
That's exactly what it would have been in that spot versus that size. And Boss was well served not to attempt any heroics, by the way, prior to that point in the pot. Is Elton sinking further and further into his seat the longer this massage goes?
It's relaxing. Oh, she's really getting in there.
Yeah, to her credit, as I'm observing the forearms, I mean, you know, that's not a 4-cylinder engine we're working with. More on the V8 sort of side of the motor spectrum.
Definitely not electric.
No. 5-6 suited. Party starter. 3 players take the ace-7-5 board hands with the best of what's around. Adrian comes up empty on the duck hunt, but 2 checks in front of him. You think they're working the tiger ball? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
like the Vicks vapor rub, but the,
the orange little copper cap.
Far Eastern
That's a
version of it.
Everyone knows that. Far East.
Straight draws, the product of this 8 on the turn for both hands and Elton, who now comes through with the delayed C-bet. Adrian was never interested post-flop, but hands, obviously.
Nowhere to go.
Needs to hang in. Another 40,000 into the middle. And the 9 on the river will do just fine by Elton.
Hello, straight. In the back of his mind, he's like, well, you guys all saw me bluff it off. Maybe you'll pay me here. 40,000 into 84. Slightly less than half. Not a great card for hands, clearly. Rainbow texture. Wouldn't really expect this ace-4 to be good too often. Not on this run out.
I mean, bluff catching, really, because I don't think Elton is value betting worse.
No, I'm just wondering what he's bluff catching against.
Yeah. Elton raised pre, didn't bet the flop. Fired turn, fired river. And hands. Stays curious at that price.
Perfect price to get paid.
Whenever these guys are playing a pot, I feel as though they're trying to get the other person to pay the massage bill. Well, you can see how things have changed hands. Down 284,000. Elton, 131 in the black. Propelled by that last exchange. Tan still lingering with $1 million loss. And Ferdy, almost 700K winner. He creeps up on you in these spots where you're like, when, how, who?
Why I bluff every day?
I'm sure if your hands, you're thinking,
You get paid too.
you didn't. You just had a 6 against me. But of course, that's not the pot he's thinking of.
It's an investment.
King 6 suited from Andy. Elton, ready to go with the 4s. Eight, 6 deuce. Andy out flops. Monotone texture, no diamonds. No bet. King's up now. On the turn, though. And the no bet policy is going to be amended.
$10K. Elton doesn't have a diamond. I feel like if he had a diamond, he certainly would be considering calls. Still calls without the diamond.
Three on the river. Andy with the shot at value. Chiseled 10K on the turn. Now he steps it up to 45.
Looks like he is a believer now.
No further appetite at that price for the 4s.
So an exposed card. King Queen now for Tan Xuan. $2.2x. Actually, it's not. 11K.
Not for long. Hands picking a heck of a time to 3-bet as Tan is going to have position and a dominant hand. Given that we know he's not in the mood for a tight fold.
Especially when he's in position against a small blind 3-bet. Sure, maybe if he was in early position, it'd be different.
You know, the move we haven't seen much of, in spite of the fact that it's been lauded for its blocker attributes, is the 4-bet out of a King Queen, Randy, on the day. That has not been the preferred procedure.
Sure. I think that you 4-bet a little bit more if you're out of position because King Queen in position still has reasonable playability.
Ace A6, as you pointed out, Tan's King of Diamonds working quite hard.
Yeah, it might give him enough to continue to a flop C-bet that usually does come in on ace-high boards in 3-bet pots. Sometimes he hits King or Queen and it's good. Especially against the 20K C-bet, that's just 20% pot. Also, what's nice about King Queen is it blocks some of the value Ace, king, ace, queen that would c-bet here. We play a turn card.
20K a man to a diamond turn. This is the card that keeps Tan involved. Things really coming apart for this offsuit queen jack, so hands slowing down.
Could put in a nice size bet here. It's not expected to have too many bluffs to float. Unless he just thinks king-queen has enough showdown value in itself against the hand, like what hands has. Winner.
Don't sell short Tan's willingness to barrel 80,000 at that board, especially considering we've seen hands really likes to put the big check raise in on you on the turn.
Yeah, he tends to like to do it more so when
he's not the pre-flop aggressor, or he's not the aggressor post-flop.
Yeah, or maybe like when there's some passive action, so say a flop check through where someone's range is more capped. Here it's a little bit different.
整一杯橙汁嚟啊
Pass. What's the small room number?
Ricky 埋單。
What do we got to do to grab one of those melon plates?
Okay.
Watermelon, banana.
Banana, yeah. That sounds good right
We
about
need
now.
to go to the supermarket across the street, cut it ourselves.
Really? I'm going to charge it to your room. I know your last name and your room number.
Well.
And I have a good sense that you're not going to check the itemized bill at the end of the stay.
I'm just going to pay in cash when I get there.
Last time we were here, we checked out Randy. Perhaps the only remaining human who pulls out a wad and pays for the hotel stay in cash. 10-5 deuce. Couple of unimproved hands on the flop, but big improvement on the turn for Elton, who picks up the lone flush draw and top pair, looking to get Andy to commit anything. He does not. 3 on the river.
That could get him in trouble here and pay off this 8K bet. There we go.
输给战哥们的牌，应该还是3打你一下好了。3打你一下好了。输给战哥们的牌，一点事都没有，他妈的。
2:40 in the morning local time here in Montenegro as day 6 of our Triton Poker Series Cash Game Festival winds down, or perhaps winds up. If history is any indication, it hasn't been quite as incendiary as the evenings before, but there is still some time. Ali Nishad and Randy Liu, glad to have you with us, whether it's on Twitch, the Triton Poker Plus app, or the Triton YouTube channel. You like what you see, click like, subscribe, and follow. Otherwise, we're going to activate our long dormant global virus and then hold all of your data ransom.
Seriously?
Nah.
Yeah,
Not
only
seriously.
you sign off on that, all right?
I feel like every other week someone's doing it to us.
你不花是吧？
No, but we don't want to do that
没
to
有花
our
包什么都没有。
cherished audience.
No, we don't.
是的，那个。
Kings, 20K.
没想
Cherished holding. Note, by the way, that hand's limped the ace-jack suited, and we're going to keep Patrick's hand a mystery here as he flats from the straddle.
3条线哪有没什么3条？前面3条他都不会大了。
Sometimes these limps know they're under-repped,
太傻。
and they try to juice things up pre. We know hands is capable.
Especially from the cutoff. Was unexpected.
生气打的。
嗯？
他打的生气。
3 ways.
To the queen 7-7 board. Kings
6水准。
looking like they're cozy.
打广告。打广告，以后好进渔局。
Andy
那2个老外不是
following through for 27.
Yeah, his main target is something hands would have loved to see.
好好的，赢钱的，自己搞自己。
对呀。
明天最后一天了。
5 of hearts rolling off as we're down to
还
heads
有
up.
3天吗？
啊？
不是还有3
Patrick
天吗？
现在是不是
Was
说
the
定了？
defender out of the
有几个人
straddle?
报名啊？留下来。
你。
嗯。
And a very measured 77,000 second barrel coming in from Andy, who appears unconcerned about 7x.
2个西班牙的。
6个。
Still could be up against Queen X. That would probably have to keep it honest with the arrival of the backdoor hearts.
ST 说走了。
他不一定走。
嗯？
他可以。
他说好要走了，他去新加坡打。
他去新加坡打。
嗯，他有局。然后谁？小张也走了。
小张不走，但是小张
不打。
One more call from Patrick does skew him in my mind, Randy. I don't know about yours toward Queen X. Talk to us, chat. Where do you have Antonius as played here? Straddle defense, call. Against the progressive bet sizing from Andy, the pre-flop raiser. 274 in the middle.
那2个，哪2个？
他说那个人要打，那个不知道打不打。
So I kind of discount Ace Queen a little bit, which would be your best target, just because Antonius had position pre-flop and he didn't 3-bet. Not saying he doesn't have a flat Ace Queen, but that would 3-bet a little bit more. So do you think Queen Jack would call 3 barrels is a pretty big question for me if I'm Andy? If not, maybe we just check the side and see if it's 7x.
The board dry enough in 7x's mind to just play it as a flat on the turn?
Yes, I think so. Looks like he's gonna try to value bet this one himself. He's going very big.
Just how big?
你是8号确定去新加坡是吧？
That's pretty much pot.
Yup. Over a $250,000 river bet.
要不要留下来玩多久？
He's not putting Patrick on a 7. He's hoping Patrick reads this as weakness and heroes with a queen.
Andy doing his best not to tip his hand.
Oh,
And a
he's
jam
jammed.
here. This is puke worthy if we're Andy.
I kind of think Patrick's is holding like pocket sevens or a7.
Many in the chat
Yes.
surmising that he had
I limp.
7-7 in the hole for quads. Some 7-8 of clubs claims.
Bet.
Maybe fives full.
Maybe fives full. Sevens really speaks to me. I know there's not very many of them, given there's only the 7 of clubs and 7 of spades. I don't really think Patrick's making a big move here, but of course he's very capable. But to see your opponent put a pot-sized bet in there is very difficult because they could be representing the 7. I don't think you would think you could get a 7 off.
Huh?
Oh, he's thinking about it.
他不走3天是什么？9号、10号、11号3天。
Well, don't do it.
这12号走。
Is the vibe I get.
I agree. Patrick hasn't made crazy moves today.
It is within him. That much we know.
We do.
Every one of these high-stakes killers knows the importance of not under-bluffing. Understandably chewing hard on this request for the remainder of his stack is Andy Nee in a pot that's already sitting at 1.25 million and would breach 1.7 if he calls. This is where you need 50-50 and phone a friend. Ask the audience. That one's dangerous.
Yeah, YouTube chat decides. I don't know.
In a strange way, this is a moment of who wants to be a millionaire in terms of the pot. Didn't have to answer a whole host of questions, just one, which is, are kings good or not? Get it right, haul in 1.7 total. Get it wrong, and it's down to 0. No one's going to go calling for Andy to pick up the pace here. He's got plenty of time banks, and this is what they're for. Replenished at the midway point. Pays the marker of 8 and has only a couple left, each one good for 30 seconds of extended decision-making time.
Running out of time banks.
One time, no? Less.
Believe once we're down to 1, if we don't make a decision, the hand will be declared dead.
Correct.
At least by rule. And Boss reiterated that that needs to be enforced earlier in the session. He folds it.
Oh
and
my
it was
God.
the bluff.
10-4 of hearts? Are you serious?
Well, I don't know how to break it to the chat, but not a single one of you had any prayer of guessing that that is what Patrick had. Called the flop, picked up the flush draw on the turn, found a 4 on the river, and that had nothing to do with his decision to decide it's time to blast off, not giving Elton credit, Andy credit for a 7, not giving him credit for Queen's full, obviously, and stealing that one.
He jammed against a pot-sized bet. You got to give Andy credit, too, for even thinking that long. He would have been right if he could find that call. That, to me, is the craziest bluff I've seen all week.
You know, the Finns excel at many things, Randy. Often Winter Olympic sports, utilizing saunas, and not to be overlooked, rally driving. And if you know anything about rally driving, you actually have to be a little bit insane to do it. Perhaps Patrick missed his calling, and now all of the attributes that would have lent to him being fantastic through mud, sleet, and snow, behind the wheel of a car careening through a forest, being brandished there in that last exchange, which took the air out of this room. And by the way, once word comes down to Andy Nee, he is going to be sick.
I'm sick. Imagine how sick he's going to be.
Randy, I have a confession. I have absolutely no idea how this pot played out because I was not,
I'm not
looking at the screen. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at chat.
It's okay.
That was fourth frame worthy right there. Out of Antonius.
How did he have 10-4 of hearts? How did he even make that play?
That just doesn't seem like the one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He was repping 7s and A7.
That was wild. I mean, I guess maybe a little bit of slow played queen-queen could be a part of the equation.
No,
but
I don't think so.
It's not supposed to be his. I know.
No.
I'm with you.
Not 3-bet pre. Yeah, I doubt that. It was 10-4 of hearts.
Oh, yeah, 10-4 of hearts, Randy. I mean,
Tan Shren would have gave him a high five if he knew what he just
he might have messed around and given him a full-blown hug.
I can't. I don't think I can talk anymore for the rest of the day.
Go ahead and take the rest of the session off. I won't blame you. Not taking this hand off, though, will be Tan as he wraps his arms around Ace-King of clubs and a 3-bet to 55. Doing very well against this Elton Ace-10. No further will Elton journey with that one. Can we just get a shot of Andy and stay on it for a while? Because I just want to track his state. Camera right there.
Okay.
I mean, what if Andy found a call? He used all time banks. Every part of that hand was just insane.
If Andy found the call
with kings,
the echo chamber of Toji and laughter that would have enshrouded a felted Patrick would have added insult to injury.
Still steaming.
I think Patrick has earned himself an invite for eternity after that play.
Anybody that might have had something to say about that man getting inducted into Poker's Hall of Fame, consult that hand there before you render that opinion. Andy opening Ace-5 suited. His mind likely elsewhere. Freddie with the 2 black queens took us to 50K. Andy makes the investment, finds himself bottom pair on a backdoor nut heart draw.
Would have flopped straight.
These are the textures that oftentimes the overpairs will proceed with caution on, but I'm not sure, given that Andy was the preflop opener and caller of the 3-bet versus us out of position from the big, we need to be as worried about that. Nonetheless, it goes check, check.
That's great news for Ferdinand.
Picks up the spade draw and has less concerns about having been outflopped.
Still checking, and I think this is checking the trap Andy, who just lost that big pot.
Andy stays disciplined, checking back, although running 10s now, and no post-flop activity from Ferdy to this point. If Ferdy does come with something milky, you wonder whether or not Andy's thinking, I've exhausted my big fold quota. Not that this would be the biggest fold, but as played. Maybe he gets curious.
No, he definitely will be calling, I believe.
Oh, wait a minute.
Unless
This
it goes,
could be chunky.
That's 4 whites.
No.
Okay, he's
Oh,
gone
some
smaller.
blues.
I don't think he's folding to 75K as played. It will be a nice fold.
The
surprising straight.
4-8 of spades.
Oh, nice fold.
Yeah,
Still got
yeah.
the discipline.
That was composed.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe think I probably that was wrong.
I think you played it okay. You played it okay.
個律師唔係有打，我睇到佢嘅名。唔係，呢個陣間我過嚟。
By the way, I don't think I've ever seen chat explode the way that it did after Patrick had that 10-4 revealed. Mystery card's been a great little wrinkle here at this particular
I mean,
Cash Game Invitational.
I know it's happened a little time ago, but it might be the craziest hand I've seen.
We've seen some crazy ones. I know if you're talking about this week,
it for sure is, right?
It qualifies. No question.
I mean, that was cold hard cash he risked there.
Well, that was cold-blooded, is what it was. King 8-4. Believe it or not, Elton's deuces are the best hand. And he's betting like he knows it.
8K?
Didn't really expect to win it right then and there, but all too happy to accept it. Well, we've got about 6,500 people currently streaming us. And if my math serves me correctly, that's about 7,000 eyeballs that just fell out of people's heads in that pot.
Well, I mean, there's 2 eyeballs per person. It could be 10,000 eyeballs that have fallen out.
How many did I say it was?
7,000. So you're saying
what's wrong with me? 13,000.
It was just a weird number you chose. 13,000.
It's because my brain's been rattled.
Everyone loses 1 eyeball.
There was.
Mateos, he's in there.
Not performing well against King Jack suited, unbeknownst, of course. But he finds the queen on the all-diamond board. And
Free
this
fall
night
continues for Andy.
Yeah, it's just getting tougher and tougher.
Still fighting. 10K is the C bet.
Mateos checking once again.
Mateos can go for value on the 8.
Giving the check back from Andy on the turn.
Shouldn't expect a better queen to ever check the turn.
That's 33,000.
33%. Sorry, not 33%. 66.
7,000 eyeballs. No action. Predictably. Are we allowed to just spend the rest of the session talking about what Patrick did?
We are. I'll allow it.
I mean, no disrespect to whatever the rest of the pots are that are going to happen, but my money's on that one not being dethroned as pot of the night, if not the week, as you put it, Randy.
That was 4th frame action. That was like 5th and 6th frame action.
You're right.
You know, if
that was when the stream stops and everybody's like, oh, I can afford to make plays that I don't have to be embarrassed about going out to the entire world type of action. No embarrassment whatsoever as Patrick.
You want to play some big pot poker, Tan Shui?
Yeah.
All right, 8-4 of clubs.
Antonius in the saddle. Let's see if he's got some more theatrics for us. Jack 3 deuce doesn't rate to be the board. Of course, once I say that, this will be a 6-bet pot on the flop.
All right, so Patrick's going to check min raise. Tan will 3-bet. He will 4. He will 5. Yeah, sounds about right. But I do think the king-queen will continue.
Check peeling with the 2 overs and backdoor straight prospects does feel reasonable.
And sometimes you hit the king or queen and your opponent tries to rep it, especially Tan Chuan. Oh, Patrick, what? You know you don't have to keep bluffing, right? I know he's bluffing with the best hand, but still, he thinks he's bluffing.
He's putting on a clinic.
Man, what if Tan Chuan just thinks, no way.
Thank you.
There's just no way you have it. There is no way you have it. I'm gonna float here with 8-4.
You know, he's picking on a guy that you want to be careful walking down a dark alley with. Board pairing 3, diamond draw produced. And you know that 3x I feel like is a little more Tan's card than your average bear.
Not just that though, the Jack X is clearly in Tan's range too to bet call, and this is exactly what Tan Chuan wants to see. If you give up, I know you're taking a stab and I can just steal it right here, right now.
$60,000 from Tan, not to be outdone by Patrick.
Is this hand over, or does Patrick think King High might be good? It is possible. He is going to lay down.
You know, I was going to say, once a night I threatened to jump into the ocean here. I didn't do it that time because I was too scared that it might actually happen based on what we just saw. But Patrick swung at it once, and may I remind you that that was 8-4 of clubs with no club on board.
Yeah.
They called the check raise and then barreled at the turn.
I saw it, Ollie. I saw it.
We're in the streets.
I also saw 10-4 hearts. I still don't believe it. Graphics error? Is that possible? I mean, it was insane.
If they allowed poker at detention, this is the game
Texted me like 4 a.m.
that would probably run.
Yeah.
This is
That's a
no
little low.
normal game. Cash Game Invitational #1. Thank you, Triton Poker, for giving us the opportunity to see these hands.
How lucky are we?
We're blessed.
He said 1 round, right? 2 rounds.
Yeah, good.
2 more rounds, Ollie. I
Say it
don't
ain't
want this
so.
to end. I really don't want this to end. This is the dream table.
3 interfering hands. Look up at deuce 3-4.
All red, no flush draw.
Tan started it.
He's going to continue it. Just 8K gets the Queen Jack of Hearts out. There's starting to be a little story developing between these two.
King of Diamonds, 2 overs. Patrick be in the mood to peel.
Similar type hand, but he's not going to peel.
Back-to-back pickups by Tan. Scrolling through the chat, just trying to catch up given the volume of comments that came in after that particular pot. One jumps out at me, and I think it's one that speaks to just how robust the content has been. Just jam-packed with noteworthy exchanges. Carlitos Way wrote in, that was the most savage bluff I've seen since yesterday, LOL.
I love that comment.
It puts it into perspective.
All right, Patrick. We feeling the 9 deuce?
Stop it. Does limp taking a price? 5-way affair. 2 8-7s in the mix.
All right.
Either of which connect with the King Jack 4 board. Second pair for Tan.
Not
And
just second pair.
yeah, the flush draw. Brisk 10K deployed.
I would think he wasn't going to get action from any player, but Elton's got Queen 6 of spades. And that Queen 6 of spades is developing quite nicely on that Ace of spades.
Broadway gutter. Second nut flush draw.
There is some very streety poker going on. Late night. Just a brawl. Elton's loving this. Problem though is that Tan Xuan's got enough of this board to continue. It is an overbet, 60,000 into 46.
I mean, this hand felt a lot better before that card and before this bet. If you're Tan.
Tan's gonna lay it down. Well done, Elton.
That was a whole lot of hand to
That
put in the
was.
bin, especially given how stuck Tan is and how deep Elton is. Prospects.
I believe that Tan Xuan there think that he's drawing literally to the flush. Doesn't think a jack or 6 would even be good. Sometimes your read is wrong. Yes, we do know the mandatory straddle is on.
啊？谁啊？我？你就那个底对。
King 9 suited from Boss.
很大的牌。
Picks up Andy's deuces. Ton out of there. Ferdy will close up shop for the extra 7. Clubs would be a problem for him.
I think shop's back open.
7-5-3, the nuts. Unfortunately for him, not much going on elsewhere.
If Andy doesn't bet, well, it looks like he will. 16K. Ideas of check raise in mind? Get paid off by hearts. Set, of course, would be the best hand to get value from, but not the deuces.
Yeah. I'm not sure that flop bet served too much purpose for Andy.
稳一点啊！
就赢不到。
追速追速！
想赢就要冲，要么深深水上，要么进购。
Pretty one. Once it gets back to Boss.
¿Se va a llamar a Chipre también o no?
Ace 10 on the button for Patrick. You don't go to work.
Does Tan Schwen Patrick Antonius war continuing?
55,000.
Let's see if Patrick calls with ace 10. There's been a lot of involvement between these two. Might even 4-bet this one. Some players fold. Really can go all directions. Got re-raising chips.
5 seconds.
He really has come to play.
140K 4-bet. And you know what's funny is I touched on the king queen. We hadn't really seen it activating. I know normally it's the 4-bet. I know normally, you know, not the 5, but Tan doesn't realize that Patrick just pulled off that huge bluff, of course.
He doesn't. So Patrick still has a lot of credibility right now. And he is just crushing this table.
Like a hot knife through butter. Elton limping 8s. Patrick doing the same with Queen Jack.
Very humble and kind.
Nine, 6, 4. Eights. Looking up at a lone overcard, but firing 8,000 into 20.
8 for 8s. Patrick getting in there. Queen Jack 2 overs, backdoor straight draw. Hopefully it gets checked to him and he gets stabbed.
Peeling, but not improving, is the Queen Jack. Elton wrapping his finger on his forearm to
You
check
have
it over.
aces or kings?
She just calls. I get kings in the big blind.
Who's that, Sosia?
Elizabeth. Make it 30. Wang falls, and she makes it 90. She's only got like 280 behind. I just shove, right?
No bet on the end, so Elton goes back to work. Or on the turn, rather, from Patrick.
Yeah, but first hand.
Is Rob telling a bad beat story?
Yeah, it sounds like Elizabeth Chen and him.
Trapped him?
Yeah.
Oh. You need to set the deck up for me. Why can't I have aces?
I think I ran worse, don't worry. Like,
Hey, you had kings and you hit top set, remember that?
Yeah, but I didn't get favored, did I?
But you still beat aces.
Remember
the good ones.
I forget all good ones.
Yeah. Don't remember the bad ones. Yeah, I'll remind you.
Let it go.
Let it
go.
This has been a great stream today.
I'm gonna have to start wearing one of these to become a sponsored Triton player.
Yeah.
So run better.
Yeah, you're sponsored. I sign you.
Welcome to Top Heroes. It all starts with a small fire. No rushing, no shortcuts. Just time and the choices you make. Find your people. Raise companions and pets. Build your town step by step. Turn empty land into something alive. Every decision leaves a mark. Take care of what you build, and it will grow with you. Top Heroes. Start from zero, end with heroes.
Self-interest there.
Self-interest. Oh.
但你这里还有一圈的。
对啊，我这里就停了，应该是。
没有，到你那里是整整一圈。
Jack 9.
说2圈。
一圈嘛。
到你那里是一圈。
Sends it to 11,000 for Ton.
我们有2圈吗？
Dominating.
不是1圈吗？
Suited Broadway.
啊？2圈啊？
Queen 3 of diamonds in for Elton.
Suited not so Broadway.
Big little. Oh, how about flop flush?
Second nuts, but nothing to speak of elsewhere.
Maybe Tan represents. It was a pre-flop raiser.
Seguro que cuando llaman a la partida está dentro del mono.
Telling the ace-X story with the bet of 15,000. Of course, Elton living the fairy tale.
A flush with a pair.
Good shot, straight draw. All the tons working. Second check in front of him, and now Ton. Fork in the road.
A multi-barrel that it's never going to work.
$41,000 ablaze in front of Tan.
I think Elton is thinking, should he juice his pot up or not? Looks like he will.
Yep.
I guess this hand's just over.
I mean,
supposed to be over.
Sure.
It should be over. There is a non-zero chance it's not over, given this table, but it is.
Tan manages to step away from the Hindenburg. Blimps did feel like a really bad way to get around.
Okay, that's
you know,
nice. That's a very nice insight there. Yeah, blimps was nice. Not a nice.
That's a big blimp too.
They're slow, right?
That's
what do you think about hot air balloons? Also not a
You
good
can't
way to
even
get around.
control where those ones go.
Yeah.
They have their own problems. But the blimp is kind of like being in a balloon bomb. It's not really where you want to find yourself.
Yeah. You're right about that.
Kind of like Tan's Jack 9 in that last pot. Meanwhile, Patrick, ace queen, facing off with another ace queen, played as a flat by hands.
A quick flat. Brings in Andy knee. 10 out of clubs.
The third participant with unique cards, neither of which connect on the Jack high 2 diamond flop.
No backdoor diamonds for anyone.
Seven on the turn, gut shot for Andy.
Slight improvement.
Checked around on the turn. King doesn't improve anyone. No pair, chop it up.
Andy bucks.
Okay. Fair enough.
Carved.
Yo quiero fold de olla. Seguro voy a fold de olla.
Yo creo que sí. Yo no pago. Yo no le pago a él. Es más tranquilo de todo.
Ya, por eso.
It's 2 rounds, right? Not 1 round?
This is the first one.
Start of the last round, okay.
Patrick, what did you have that hand where it went raise, raise, raise at the beginning? It came queen high board, all clubs.
Do you remember this pot,
I
Randy?
can't because I can only remember the 10-4 of
Like
hearts
one of the
pot.
first hands that we played today.
All other memories have been
And you
displaced.
raised, you raised, and then I raised.
Oh, you raised, yeah. Ace king. Ace king suited miss. I wish clubs. That was not clubs.
Oh.
And you?
Ace king suited clubs.
Clubs.
Oh, ace king versus ace king.
Now I remember it.
When hands flop the flush.
I had hearts.
Limp Brigade. Gonna get taxed here. 29 total.
That
Punish
should
the
shed
limpers.
the table.
Punish them. It's good we didn't get it all in pre.
By the way, Patrick's girlfriend back there looking on. This game is so big.
Probably just chop it.
That
Yeah,
I feel like,
Probably
you know,
would've ran
maybe
it.
it's a honey, I'll
I
meet
would have
you
lost the first one
when
and
we're
then maybe
done.
chop
No,
the
not
second.
no, just no run.
I don't need you knowing
Like just cancel it, chop.
what goes down out here.
No
That I
point in running.
blasted 400,000 with 10-4.
Yeah, I would have done that. Chop it, but
Yeah, for sure. Ace king suited, ace king suited. Why gamble?
you always show the cards, or you just like twice and run it.
Twice? Fuck.
Or once.
Even twice is like, I mean, yeah, very painful. Uh-huh. 我没有一半了。
Little ace 5 suited for El Conquistador on the button. 12K if you do.
今天冤家牌给我很多啊，今天。
Ton does.
Last round.
What's in that?
As we embark upon the final round of day 6.
打不起来。啊？刚才那个70啊。
Queen 6-3, top pair against the nut clubs. Hang on.
对啊，7可是10啊。
Good start from Mateos. Catch up
没
against
开
the
牌他大
queen.
了是吧？
没有
10K into 32.
KK 啊 KK。
最真大的。
他跟注4000，我2万，他2万只有跟注，他很有可能是 A7的牌。A 匹的，我算他如果 A 匹只有 call 的，如果
没有啦，我有 A B 的，这边有 A B all in。
Flatted。
7、8也可能啊，同花那种。
7、8同花 A7的
，7的机会肯定多了。
对啊，7的多一点嘛。对。我感觉如果 A 匹只有
Mateos
call 啊
content to check back unimproved. And he finds the needed
圈也有
club.
可能啊。
对，有可能。
Ace was of course the other path.
圈太深了嘛，打不稳。
因为我看过他经常会掩藏在那里的。
I'm trying to determine whether or not he can go for value, given the development.
Normally he can. We'll check.
你心痛的把它佛掉。不甘心，差一点点就那个，掉了，给那个。
大多数输的啦，放下去。
我扣掉，马上就要输掉，我感觉。他想我一个高，马上把我掉起来。
30K, the sizing into 52, and I don't know if Ton's got any recourse.
Yeah, especially with a club in hand. He pays it off. Nice sizing.
Yeah, Queen 10 or 10 down.
Nice takedown there
Felt it.
for Adri.
That was very close.
When things just
almost
seem to be getting worse and worse.
Uh-huh.
I love that, by the way. The lean, get in there.
I know, Ali. You like
trap.
to tell us every single time you see the elbows and massage. Like, please tell me next time as well. Would love to hear it again, buddy.
Elton dropping an elbow with the aces. $12,000 worth of pressure, no takers.
Always talk myself out of it.
Not a problem.
I had a good feeling it was a bluff. And I always do that, always holding the right feeling. Every time I went with it would be right. No, it's true. I did it many times.
Incredible.
It's just like a really stupid hand I played to begin with.
Patrick not going for any glory. As I recall, Jungle did.
7 deuce, yeah, he did. He went after ST.
Who had queens and laid him down earlier in the session. Suited 6-4. Ton and Boss. Book a date with a flop. Queen 8-4, bottom pair. Slides ahead.
Let's
King
check.
high.
Ball doesn't stab. Ace on the turn. Favorable, more to 10 turn, but checking.
Yeah.
Four is still good.
Boss did pick up the Broadway gutter. Never was forced to put chips in post.
关起来，关起来。
游戏好玩，我应该。
It's that time of the night.
It is late.
Where one can sympathize with the drain, the tests on endurance, especially given the parlayed, tiring impact of 6 grueling days of poker. But they've also been exhilarating days, not just for the gladiators out there, but for those who soaked it all up.
I think their adrenaline is pumping at the table throughout, so they can kind of just get through these long hours, because there's a lot of excitement, whether in hand or not.
Ace-10 suited has Elton excited.
Hans has got a playable hand. Queen 8 of spades.
Digs in. Finds a gutter on the Jack-10 deuce board. Second pair nut kicker for Elton. Make it 2 pair after it goes check, check. Third heart arrives.
Does have a double gutter.
Not proud enough to fire. And perhaps not surprised by this 15K inbound.
Brings in a check call. That's a little surprising.
Well, it's not necessarily strictly a get-there proposition for Hans, although it was a very snappy river check. Makes me think maybe it was. Elton taking that one with the river barrel. Some inquiries, perhaps from Ferdy, as to pots played prior. Ace-4 suited. Andy goes to work.
Eight deuce suited. Took a second. It's the muck.
Elton, discount taken. Improvements in the form of backdoor clubs and a gutter versus what is now bottom pair. Checks it over to Andy.
Going to fire 11,000. Going to get some resistance. Oh, he doesn't even check call. I'm a little surprised. Nice for Andy. Would have been difficult.
Suppose
最後
Elton's winner.
明天最後一天啦
Maybe that massage has him too relaxed.
明天要分勝負。
8000，弯起来，弯起来。
Andy
Okay,
wants
okay.
to double straddle. No one has denied him.
看如果谁供我 all in，我看就把它 all 掉。
So it's on.
It's on. It is the last round anyways.
Not sure whether or not everybody's accepting it.
They're forced to. It's live.
Well, yeah, but in terms of as the round goes on.
Oh, sure. I'm happy as Tan Xuan to see this.
1, 2.
Jack 9 suited, flatting, Jack, Jack, deliberating.
There won't be any more limping.
Not on his watch as he makes it 30.
Let's see if Patrick limp calls 30,000 with Jack 9 suited. If there's someone to do it against, it's Tan Xuan.
I knew I played many hands really bad.
你输一点点赢一点点，输一点点。
输啊，拿150，输一点点哦。
Customer acquired.
这是好几把打得不好。这几把牌打得很臭。
80,000 in the middle, a 9 on the board. Patrick interacting. Overpair. As it checked over, you see Tan sizing up his man.
It's a little tricky because it's quite connected, and Patrick's got some pretty strong hands that hit this flop.
下鋪係最後一鋪係咪？
22K.
我個 button 我冇
follow
得玩
through.
button 啊，冇。
I don't know if this is the pot we want to be documenting, by the way. Doesn't rate to go Patrick's way.
Come on, just look over here.
What do you think this is, IG Live? Periscope? What are we working with?
Which filter we're using?
22,000 ahead to the turn. Patrick still behind, 124.
This card shouldn't change anything for Tan. There's not many King X's besides King 9 that check calls his flop that he loses to.
Second check in front of Tan, and he's still feeling good about the hooks.
Nice.
85,000.
Tough spot for Jack 9. Tan Xuan is the type of guy to kind of lean on that overcard king.
Yeah, I mean, it's his card to rep.
So that makes him more likely to want to continue. I don't blame Patrick for putting in this 85K.
Still could find improvement in the form of the 9 or a bluff card potentially. Not sure whether or not this board pairing 6 is the one.
The 6 does give him some improvement in terms of 6-7 exactly, I would think. Lingering in the back of Tan Xuan's mind.
Although once Patrick checks, maybe we feel like that's less likely to be across the way. This pot has grown to almost 300,000.
Because of the double straddle. This would be a nice value bet if he can find it with 2 jacks. It's hard to do so given how big the pot is already.
He's trying to get himself back toward even though, Randy, and missing out on streets of value.
Right? Not Tan Xuan's mind.
No. mean, if we do bet here, we are targeting just
9x.
9x because the 8 wouldn't have come along. I think he's a little bit worried about if Patrick was peeling
This is a
with a
nice
king
find.
from time to time. And yes, indeed, the find is nice. And you see Patrick locked on the ton here. Dagger eyes. Trying to pierce through the backs of those cards.
The one thing Patrick didn't want to see was a bet.
$100,000.
He's asking the question is how thin would Tan Xuan go for value?
Also, just how reckless is he capable of being? Maybe he's got a busted 7x. Maybe he's
Possible.
got the busted queen 10.
How much I have spent this?
Also asking a question of what sizings would Tan Xuan use here as bluffs? This is 1/3 pot. It's still meaty though. It's $100,000.
Well, those aren't calling chips in his hands. Rather just the blues. But any denomination can be flicked in there.
Where do you normally have lunch? Chinese restaurant, every day. Usually around one something.
Have we walked through all the bluffs? Or it's Tan and there could be any two random ones.
It could be any random stuff, but mainly it is 7x, Jack 10, Queen. There's a lot of cards that he can bluff here.
Well, Patrick blocks the Jack combos, but the Queen 10 for me comes to mind
Yes, of
as
course.
the double gutter candidate. Because there was no flush draw acquired on the turn.
There's also the fact that the King X is so unlikely to be in Patrick's range, so Tan Xuan can really try and leverage that. Get a hand to fold.
Something odious about this spot to Patrick.
Feels like he's going to burn through all his time banks in his hand.
Well, it isn't burning through them as long as the call doesn't get burned behind him. As heroic as Patrick's bluff was, this call would be equally heroic, but just not equally fruitful.
Those are the chips.
Oh no. That 100,000 feels like it's in danger. And while Todd might not have been sure whether or not the jacks were good earlier, I think at this point,
oh, for sure he knows it's good.
There's no doubt.
Very first double straddle pot of the day, and this pot happens. A non-believer.
Last 30 seconds.
Last time bank.
Yep. Will Ton take down a 400K pot or a smooth half milli? Only Patrick holds the answer.
5, 4, 3.
Oh, and he gets paid.
Well done.
A buzzer beater. With 2 seconds remaining before his hand was going to be declared dead, he puts a bow on that pot.
Image paying off.
Well, that's a nice chord to strike. If you're Tan Chuen, obviously it puts a damper on Patrick's session.
I want to fold.
So curious. So curious.
He left.
Triton! Give him, put 1,000.
Last time?
No.
Last.
Curiosity killed the cat.
It didn't kill it, but you know.
It hurt the cat.
Yeah. It turned it upside down and shook it. Regrouping. Patrick, King 10 off. 12 to go. And now Todd could be a customer again as he leans over for a look.
He kind of lives for these moments when the day's about to end, too.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, yeah, I just want to keep you in a state of nightmare, if possible. Let's see if he plays King 10 offsuit. Patrick, that is. +1 versus +2.
Third scoop, 23K more required. And he's not going to take round 2.
Last 10, right?
Oh, okay.
Tan Chuen's mad he didn't get called.
Obviously. Well, I guess that's going to do it.
It is.
I thought we had one more hand still to come, but instead the curtain is drawn. Ferdy quietly outperforms the field as Patrick dials back to a $500,000 win. Boss finally in the green, just north of $250,000. A no result, basically, for Adrian Mateos. Elton, Hans, Tan, and Andy in that order as Chuen somehow avoids the 7-figure loss and passes it along to Andy. Six days in the rear view and one final day out the windshield. Hello, everyone, and welcome to continuing coverage of the first ever Triton Poker Series Cash Game Invitational from Maestro Resort and Casino here in Montenegro, where yours truly, Ali Najad and Randy Liu, are excited, but perhaps not as excited as the players who are going to be playing 2K, 5K today with a 5K big blind handing.
2, 5, 10. 2K, 5K, 10K NT. We got a game! Yes, 玩起来！玩起来！这两个是谁啊？
That is an unprecedented level of jubilation on display from Elton Sang, and why wouldn't he be excited? It's an opportunity for him to parlay all of the wins that he's compiled across the course of this week net. Quite the opposite for Tan Xuan. He is in the red, hence the 200 big blind buy-in. And Randy, I thought it was 2, 5, and 5 according to Elton. 2, 5, and 10.
It sounds like they probably will be straddling, just knowing the players here, and I didn't think the stakes were going to get bigger.
Final opportunity for those in the hole to climb out. No matter how deep it is at these stakes. You draw live to get there.
5,000 ND 5,000。哎呀，又聊回来了。时间给你们拿完了。5,000。Give him 5,000。Because they win, these two win the most spot.
Note that Danny Tang has joined the festivities, replacing Adrian Mateos, who played the back half of day 6.
ND 5,000好了。
Ace 8 for ST.
我的完全没区别，一模一样。
Takes us to
少了一
15.
个盲珠。
我可以多来一点死钱嘛，补贴一下嘛。
Flats
我可
with
以多来
7.
点死钱
With
嘛，
7
我天
busy.
天在里面搞的。对啊。
死钱都等于
对不对？对啊。反正该输的总是要输。
Well, we're going to kick things off right away with something everybody's been really enjoying, and never more so than when Patrick Antonius yesterday pulled off a savage bluff. No spoilers, I suppose, but if you missed it, oh my. Mystery card blocking out Tan Xuan's holding as he 3-bets it to 62,000.
This is literally a wide variety of holdings.
好看嘛？最后一天不赌输赢，他们没什么
Party
输赢
starter
都
checks out.
帅帅帅。
那有啥用啊？
没什么输赢是赢100万还是什么？
Andy and Tan Xuan has had a lot of battles this whole week. I don't think he's looking to fold 2 sevens right now.
Todd last night was stuck around $1 million for the
他也
bulk
没赢多少，
自己打自己
of
多
the
玩，
evening.
你自己打自己的牌，真的吵死了。
And ultimately it was Andy who ended up the 7-figure loser. 10-8-5, 2 overcards to the 7s. 149,000 in the middle, courtesy of Andy sticking around.
2 sevens on this board. It's a medium strength hand. You got just 2 overs to your 7s, but you do have a lot of backdoor prospects, although it is a board where you don't want to see a C-bet because it means that your opponent is usually got something decent, but then again, it's Tan Xuan.
$75K C-bet gets called, and we've already got ourselves a $300,000 pot. Queen on the turn.
Queen is pretty scary for both players, I would suppose, because Andy could have some queen jacks that called, but then again, he has all the other 10, 8s, and 5s kind of stuff. Tan can rep that queen. And if he's got a hand like ace, king, king, jack, they've got a lot of semi-bluff equity.
I mean, the reality is Tan can rep just about anything he wants, given his range. There's Patrick Antonius. And there's another barrel inbound. A healthy 140,000.
Just about half pot. This is a hard ask with 2 sevens. If you're ahead, usually just by a sliver, they've got a lot of outs against you. If you're behind, you're drawing to 2.
5 seconds.
Andy is not a believer immediately on hand number 1.
$580,000 in the middle now, and this is very murky water that Andy has waded into. Board pairing 10 brings the front door flush in.
This is the card that Tan Xuan should be scared of. He's not expected to bet 10x on the turn. His opponent could still have 10x. Clubs come in. If Tan Xuan jams, which he does, it does look like strength.
723,000. We're playing 223 effective. This is insanity.
You think?
Danny might be thinking, what on earth have I just stepped into?
And he did not want to see that. He knows Tan Xuan's obviously very aggressive, but to still jam on the 10? It kind of seems like maybe he's up against clubs.
Randy, Tan could have anything.
I know. And that's why these 7s aren't in the muck. They might even be good.
The thing is, some of the stuff he can't have, we would imagine, would be a naked queen or a naked 8. The call gets made, and Tan has tripped 10s.
Wow. To value bet king 10 on the turn and jam. Andy buried immediately.
你能不能每次鼓励我一下？一输了就乱搞，一赢了就运气好。河牌咋办呢？
Nee thought he showed up at the gun range with enough ammo for the time being. But his clip emptied.
什么输啊？妈，你把烂牌给我搞，我都失望了。
One hand in, one
烂牌
refill.
给你搞不就60万？什么时候拿烂牌给你搞？
就希望你用烂牌搞。
哦，
你不搞他就亏大了。
I'm gonna go on
对
a
啊，
limb.
跟别人搞，别人
Say
赚了嘛。
today.
对啊。
It's gonna be the best day yet.
Do we have paramedics on standby, by the way? Because someone's going to end up in the poker hospital at this pace.
烂牌搞你好吧？
等着。
Just. Oh, he's playing. Oh, is it?
什么一千的？他的。
It's your first hand, but it's okay. Oh, that was the first hand. That was your first hand. So it's not like you walked away or avoided the blinds or something. Whatever.
那不是运气好，我从头到尾都是领先他的，他就没有比我大过。
比你大。
嗯。
都高嘛。
你比我大。
不是。
Oxygen levels have been deeply depleted in the building right now.
A10就大了嘛。
他就是比我大，就是 A10嘛。
A10赢你嘛。
Especially if you're an
不是 A 是讲的
Andy
不是 A10。
手上有个呢。
But an absolutely
对呀，比
invigorating
我
start
小嘛，
for
我就
Tan,
说你比我意思比我小嘛。
who, by the way, already
对啊，
was
我就
sitting a
说他
million
没比我大过嘛。
deep. Now sits 1.5 million deep. And I'm not so sure that's good news for anybody trying to nurse 500K out there right now.
Yeah, if that 500K turns into 1 million, you're still covered, and you stack another, he still cover you.
Can you put them like here, so in case my hand is so close to
Heads
you?
up to a queen 8-3 board as boss defends and misses. Danny, backdoor spades.
Enough to stab.
8K and take it.
We did see Danny one other day. Pretty sure he had a winning one.
That hand really lowered the average pot size.
Yeah, it's going to take a while to get it to normalcy.
Well, as always, we say hello to our friends streaming us live on the Triton Poker Plus app, the Triton YouTube channel, or the Triton Twitch stream. I would imagine you guys are as impressed with that firsthand as we were, given that it bodes very, very well for what we can come to expect in terms of an action-packed final day of this 7-day invitational. You know, normally, Randy, when you get an invitation to something,
yes,
you think, oh, you know, I'll go. What's the worst that can happen? This is the kind of party where you get the invite and you show up and end up insolvent at this pace. Granted, we're looking at gentlemen with very deep bankrolls here, but points remain. Ace-King now in the big. ST facing bosses 20,000 from Queen 9. Snap, let's go to 45. I think it was a 3-bet and he auto-folded and then he realized it was just another 25K.
Yes, it was 20K to 45. That's why it was a bit confusing. He just assumed that ST was going to use a bigger sizing. ST has played, I believe, every single day this week.
Yep.
Been playing big pots every single day. Good to see him here. Patrick. King Jack suited. Sporting the bucket hat.
IVS in that way, as Phil has recently taken to that look. The Finn makes his presence felt to the tune of 12,000, just 2.5x. Ace-Jack suited says, no, no, no. We play for 38.
So it's under the gun versus +1. In terms of value, it's supposed to be a very narrow range. Hence why Patrick's coming in. He knows there's a lot of Ace-5 suiteds and things like this, but he is dominated.
Ace-4-3. We've got the nut flush draw squaring off against top pair as that domination erodes considerably.
Ace-Jack in this spot is one of those hands where you're feeling pretty good given that you pair to ace, but you're not really looking to get 3 streets. Given the positions, it's very reasonable for Patrick to have a hand like Ace-Queen or even Ace-King.
Yeah.
20K into 88. This is sub-quarter pot from Danny. And it's because he feels his hand is strong enough that he wants to retain a broad array of Patrick's open and then call against the 3-bet range.
So in this spot, you downsize down to like 20% because you want to put your opponents in tough spots. In order to put them in tough spots with like their marginal hands, you need to bet small because they have to continue at a high frequency. Otherwise, they're giving away too much. King's a nice card for Danny.
Pesky for Patrick insofar as it improves him further into wanting to stick around, even more so than just the naked nut flush draw.
I think the king is really good too because for Danny, he rarely ever gets raised on the turn now just because he has all of the ace kings. So he can comfortably bet this turn and just check back river.
90,000 into 128.
I mean, we're going to play a river card. Patrick, nowhere to go when he hits this turn with the spades. Side eye. Wow, I did not see that coming. And Danny's got to be confused.
All of a sudden, the blender is where Danny finds himself, courtesy of this aggressive line taken by Patrick.
That is a crazy move, Ollie. That is not standard, and Patrick has really been driving to action.
Well, remember, it was an under-the-gun open from Patrick, 3-bet from Danny. Patrick defended, so we don't assume pocket threes, pocket fours, deuce five, things of that nature are involved. Maybe some pocket kings would behave this way, Randy, or a more conventional sizing would be expected.
It's very confusing. I don't think it's supposed to be pocket kings. But Danny, I promise you, never expected to see a check jam.
Would kings flat the 3-bet pre sometimes?
They would, sure.
So there's still a possibility, realistically, that that's what Danny's up against.
The problem here for Danny is that, what if Patrick is just doing this with ace queen? Then he's in terrible shape.
But would he ever with ace queen?
I didn't think he would do it with king jack suited.
That's a good point.
And also with king jack suited, he blocks ace king a bit. The two pair that's very confidently snapping it off.
Right.
If Danny's ever doing this with like ace jack and lower, they're in a tough spot. And Patrick. Oh, wow, makes the call. Nice.
Danny says the story doesn't add up.
Maybe I'm drawn dead. I can be drawn dead. Yeah, twice is fine.
I don't think you're drawn dead.
Not sure? Yeah.
Yeah, I think he tried to get that ace jack out of there with that check jam. Great call from Danny Tang.
Well, we've got another $1 million pot on our hands. We're not even in orbit in, Randy. 2 times. They will run it. As Patrick needs to find the king or the spade. You saw him get disheartened by the presence of the jack in Danny's hand, given the 2 pair is not an out, nor is the 8 of clubs. Danny can chop at worst, scoop at best, and it's going to be a chop, courtesy of the 9 of spades. Wipe the sweat off your brow, Patrick, as he gives a wry smile. Got away with one there.
He did.
Jack, I couldn't get you up.
That hand is a big statement. Everyone that just saw this hand show down. Patrick, he's come to play, and Danny, no folding move. Made the great call there of ace jack. Could have been drawing dead, as he mentioned.
Is there something in the water supply here in Montenegro? You know, way back in the days, fluoride used to get added to municipal water to keep people's teeth healthy. Maybe there's some sort of speedy substance that's been trickled in to the H2O.
No, this is just naturally in their blood.
If I gave you that hand history, but didn't tell you who the 2 guys involved in the hand were, you would have immediately said, oh, that's Andy and Tom.
Right?
You never would have thought it would be Patrick and Danny.
I also didn't think Patrick was going to do that thing the other day, too.
But it's not as high variance as 1 time.
Oh, yeah.
Would you have said yes to 3 times?
2 is perfect.
Would you have said yes to 3 times?
You know what? I don't like 3 times because it's more complex to a split.
Yeah, of course.
You have to put the chips in and.
You don't do that. They do it.
Yeah, but it takes more time. Either do 2 or 4, so you can whatever, quarter or half or scoop.
Danny, 8-9 suited this time. Paul performing very well with ace 8
The best
suited.
would be just to fold the hand and move on to the next.
You gotta love that one.
Fold? Yeah,
call to the rest. You could have check called the turn too. Just get it over with.
Patrick giving bad advice.
I'm not sure if Elton realized it was a joke.
他到时候有什么安排了，我反正暂定的是9号，随时可以改。9号怎么飞机啊
40K taken under advisement here.
随时可以改。
哦，你买了机票是吗？
你要提前买
You
不买
wouldn't think 9-8 suited is dominated in this spot.
哦，不好买嘛，这里机票。
Hence why Danny's calling.
当
Bad shape.
是当天真的都不好买，要提前买。
776 open ender for Danny. And he didn't make this 40K investment to step away from board textures such as this, especially with that 7 of clubs out there. 92,000 in the middle and no heart. Let's see how Boss feels about ace-8 now.
You often do see bet paired boards, 3 pots as a aggressor. It's especially nice with the 8 because you do block 8-9. Although, of course, in this instance, his opponent still has 8-9. 25K C bet.
明天要走了，还不知道去哪里啊？
你会买德里对吗？
Danny predictably makes the call. Now he finds a 9 on the turn, which gives him the best hand. Both parties enjoying the open ender.
It's interesting here because it gives Paul a nice card to multi-barrel on, but then again, his draw is so good, he doesn't really want to get check jammed on. So it's actually kind of tough to figure out if he should bet or not. Looks like he is going to multi-barrel to attack better ace highs. That would check call to 25K. C-bet on the flop. For Danny, just seems nowhere to go but check call.
Yeah.
It doesn't really look like a hand you need to turn into a bluff, because if Paul had an overpair to the 9s, I don't think he's looking to bet fold. So check call we go.
And there's backdoor spades along with the 10 high straight for both players. It's going to feel a bit unjust to Danny when they get on their backs, provided that the sizing from Boss allows for that.
I don't think this would ever not show down and chop it up, as played with the stacks remaining.
I mean, a jam?
Even
a 322,
then,
you think Danny's involved?
I think he probably will still call even against a jam. He wouldn't like it because he could be up against spades. Looks like he's going to bet 25K.
Oh, yes. Super blocky.
您现在也在香港玩，在新加坡玩？
很少玩，我大部分时间在喝酒。
Is it so cute that it might get smacked up a bit here?
I think so. Because the question I would ask if I'm Paul is, if you backed into the flush, if you had a boat, would you take this line? Would you at least bet a little bit more if you're going to go cute and lead into me? Because you could see some big hands just crying call 25K and you miss out on so much value. And it's not really the board texture where someone just goes blasting just because you bet 25K into such a large pot. Just because of that 4-liner. I'm gonna grab chips.
Oh, now perhaps a little bit of regret for Danny, because he might imagine that the paired texture along with the spades would be more inclined to flat if it was just a naked 8. That said, he didn't chew on it very long.
Chop it up.
Chop.
So Danny Tang only plays chop pots.
不要来死嘛！
不要来死，你怎样赢哦？
来 A 嘛，来 A 嘛，也是也是也是。
每一把打了半天都是 chop 嘛。
You know what I love about that exchange there? Boss is practically a mentor to Danny, as close as they are. You know, good friends, right? But he's going hard at the disciple out in the streets. You know, not giving out any breaks. They don't play soft.
No, they don't play soft at all.
妈的，我这个钱送的。
It's like, thanks for telling me about this move. I'm gonna do it on you.
Oh, it's 5, right? Sorry.
Flop 还是我领先哦。
这样子的领先给你了。Open end 还有后门花，你后门花都没有啊。
哎，咖啡，我叫的咖啡怎么还没来啊？还没有啊？
什么 raise 了5000？
没有。哦，对。
我都不会了。One side.
Suited one gapper, and you can see everybody's a little bit discombobulated given that for the previous few nights it's been 1,000, 2,000, 4,000. Now the adjustment to play 2 and 5.
Yeah, it's very different because think about it. The past week we've been playing 3 blind game. We're actually playing a 2 blind game right now, but with a bigger big blind and a big blind ante. So it's very different. On the button you only have to get through 2 players, whereas before the past few days it's been 3. So there definitely is a strategy adjustment to be had.
Do you think we should give out helmets when the action gets like this, just so nobody hurts themselves? Skulls are getting cracked early here in day 7 of the Triton Poker Series, first ever Cash Game Invitational. If you like what you see, you know what to do. Click the thumbs up, click follow, click subscribe. This is all we ask in exchange for what I gotta say,
你赢了，大哥。
as in
2000对吧？
unbiased a manner as I possibly can, is truly the best streaming poker content on the planet.
I actually think this is the best week of streaming content I've seen.
And think about how much poker we've watched.
I know. Like, it's every day, every frame, excitement.
Yep.
Sometimes there's some low action games. It happens, even at the high stakes. But here, it's just blasting over and over again.
You're absolutely right about that. And it's not an accident because obviously Boss went into the Rolodex, coordinated with our producers, and determined the exact ingredients that he felt would give everybody this delightful 7 days that we've been privileged to soak up. And credit, by the way, to Boss as well, because a number of folks in the chat have stepped in to say things to the effect of production quality is insane, like Brendan Boyle. And, you know, this is the product of big investments. And it's an opportunity also, as we see the 10-7 suited of Patrick getting leaned on by the ace-jack of Tan, an opportunity to mention the good people at Sharehand, which is the production company that works exclusively with the Triton Poker Series. They don't work with anybody else, meaning Triton doesn't. And truly some of the best in the business. Always looking to innovate. Always planning, strategizing, trying to make each and every one of our streams better. And we're always all ears, by the way, with regards to feedback, too. You got some ideas, pop them into the chat. People are watching. People are listening.
Look, chat, just tell them to do a Cash Game Invitational, too, and I'm happy.
Right.
One Gapper Jack suited.
Well, Patrick back at it after conceding to the 3-bet from Tan. Baby suited wheel cards are really some of his favorite kid. He's going to play this one as a flat. Now a suited ace for Elton. He's all right with 13K. Same cards, different suits for Boss.
Clubs would be difficult, given how many are already out there.
Clubs would be disastrous is what they would be. Not a single one on this King-Jack-8 board where Patrick's second pair is far and away the best of what's around.
Not going to feel too great about it, especially with that kicker, multiple opponents. To c-bet or not is tricky. Looks like he does want to retain control. He's going to be relieved to likely get folds around, which he will shortly.
Yeah. I held my breath for a moment there.
I think he didn't know it was on his turn.
Yeah, possibly.
I hope. Or maybe Paul's got some of that stuff that everyone else has got, you know?
Steven in the chat suggesting that we should have a PLO cash game invitational.
You know what? It could happen because we got to remember Triton in his tournament live streams was just no limit hold'em and short deck. And people kept on saying PLO, PLO, PLO. They threw one in there.
Yeah,
now they
from
throw
right
two,
here
and
at
now they got a
Maestro.
main event. Yes, it can happen if you ask, at least if you let them know.
Have we ever streamed? Excuse me. I think you have, but any short deck cash game coverage?
There is short deck cash game coverage, definitely on the Triton YouTube archives.
From way back in the days.
Yep, you can also check the Triton Poker Plus app and see all that content. They actually have a little bit of PLO content too. That was a juicy game. So
we're talking pre-pandemic?
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, post.
Post?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
So I definitely follow like we've been saying, and check out the app and look for the footage. It's good stuff. And they weren't nut peddling. I'll tell you that.
No.
That's a given.
Nobody expects that.
这明天所有人都走了是吗？你就
他们都
大家
是他们都是后天嘛，他跟小张都是后天。
哦。
他们9号嘛，
9号也没去北了。我问一下，反正8号也没有人在这里。
I just had a very unsavory thought, Randy.
Unsavory, okay, go on.
What if we did a
这个人少就可以。
short deck PLO cash game?
这30没有人摆，
你也不是不可以哦。
Why do I feel like they've already tested this game, you know? It's some sicko.
Short deck PLO has been played.
It's a real game.
Oh, yeah. It's a real game.
You like damage, don't you?
I mean, I'm a convert after this week. I realized that staring at a freeway expecting nothing but car accidents can be more fun than I ever imagined.
You know, some people say no limit hold'em can be dry. I think it's safe to say after this week,
oh no,
that's not true.
Some people have been soaked out there. As Paul moistens things. 55,000, 3-betting Tan with Elton in the middle.
This is Tan Chuan's type of hand. But it's respect to Paul. Well, not respect from Elton, who makes the call of deuces.
你们在后面我就来
Hit
了
the
嘛。
set.
来就一起来。
你在后面我来了，不好吗？
He's Jack 5. Boss with the Broadway gutter.
Reasonable start for him with that gutter ball. 2 overs to the middling cards. Lots of pressure on pocket pairs lowered into jack. They have to just check fold to a flop C bet.
你什么时候摆的？几周的啊？
Like that.
对，那个时候我们是摆13水。
对啊，那时候几个网了，4个2个。2个。
那时候有没有网？
网是肯定有的。2个。
Nice pick up there for Boss.
RC 那么
Pot A, was it?
Pot A?
网。
你先送我一把。也是不敢抢。我已经很久没摆，我都说实话，我都有点忘了。我也很久没摆。你这上次记得摆，你前2天不是拍到那个了？多少2场？摇过来。
Suited kit once more for Tan. And again, he takes us up. King Jack. Playable one for Boss, but he just steps aside. That leaves
For
ST
now.
on the button. With the A7 suited, he's content to flat. Ace-Ace 3 with a couple of spades. trips for ST and the queen high flush draw for Tan. Patrick checks after defending the big. A little pot builder here. 13 into 43.
Clearly a nice spot for ST. Tanchuan's got a shot here with that spade draw. Not anymore, he's drawing dead.
7 on the turn, giving ST the boat as he was content to flatten. See how Tan approached this turn card with 69 in the middle. The thing is, when we hold the spades on this board texture and we've been called, now we need to range our opponent more toward the pairs and the ace-x.
Right, and if it's the pairs, we gotta ask, will they fold to a turn bet? And for what size? He deems that number being 45,000.
Well, we observed how Andy approached the pair situation. But as we can see, this is a whole lot more than that. Ace is full and 45,000.
I'd be pretty surprised if ST was the fast play on the turn because he's got position. Also because he wants spades and hearts to get there. He wants Tanchuan to kind of make one of those hands.
Makes the call once more. The board double pairs, and now ST is dying for Tan to have an ace.
This is actually one of the best cards for ST. Not against this specific hand, but if Tanchuan had an ace, he would get the whole stack. Checks over to ST. I imagine that he is just going to put in an overbet and just pray he's up against an ace.
Good self-restraint from Tan on the river, by the way.
Yeah, I think the hands he was trying to fold out, if he kicks those out on the turn, then you're just left with the aces or flush draws, him blocking the flush draws, which just means your opponent has a full house at this point.
兩杯兩杯，齋啡兩杯唔該。
There's the predictable barrel, but it isn't in the form
no, it's not.
of an overbet, just 105.
送给你一把了啊，好吧？留下来了，不要走了。
你留回来才能送给我一把。
你这个人说话真的是不算数，不输你几万块钱。
Yeah.
Tan letting go.
不然我就 all in 你了。
all in 我。
对呀。
Giving ST a bit of an earful. 4-5, by the way, came to mind as maybe something that would flat on the button and then be beaten by queen high in that spot. Also compelled to bet.
这么个道理是吧？那我听你2次就够了。
都能聊。
我们一样的啊。If forgot, you count. 啊？如果忘记了也是算的。
我这是不会忘记的嘛。
Well, we're going to play mystery cards, and the mystery man on this occasion will be boss Triton co-founder Paul Pua, who has raised it to 13. Ace-Jack suited was a candidate to isolate, but instead comes with the flat as ST continues passive pre-flop procedures. $38 in the middle, heads up. Ace 10-5, top pair for ST.
Solid start, especially with that kicker.
16,000.
What
The
guy that
C-bet,
had?
just south of half. ST content to flat. Now diamonds arrive.
Yeah, not the card ST was looking to see.
Thank you. One's over there.
Definitely could be in Paul's range. If Paul was holding broadways with a single diamond, which he definitely can have in a hijack, he often will just multi-barrel this on the turn, and ST wouldn't be able to fold.
Boss pumps the brakes, and now ST with a bit of a decision. Not obligated to bet the ace-jack, of course.
No, it's basically, do we bet now and check back river without the jack?
Right.
Or do we just check and play the river card? Looks like he will be betting.
Not heaps.
A little protection to be had with 3 diamonds out there. It feels like if he had ace-jack with the jack of diamonds, he's more likely to check. Given that he wouldn't be worried about another diamond falling off.
Charging the flush draws.
When you bet the turn, you do open the door for a check raise. Not saying that's what Paul's going to do, but if Paul was holding big diamond like the king of diamonds, he could. In 125,000 we go.
Every time we know there's a fork in the road and we choose the one that involves a bet, as soon as the check raise comes in, we ask ourselves in retrospect, why did I do that again?
Yeah, why did I do that? Because now you're just hating life.
You're right.
Look at ST. He doesn't believe. He feels like Paul, if he had a flush, would continue firing the turn. That's a blank.
Yep. 8 of clubs doesn't change a thing. $320,000 pot. And does the check raise line out of boss here skew him to the flush or something that doesn't beat ace-jack? Or is there some aces up, ace-king, ace-queen with a king-queen of diamonds sort of thing?
I would think it's never ace-king, ace-queen with the diamond. I would say this is always a flush in terms of value. Even a 2-pair would be cautious because ST could have flushes in his range.
He's asking for a count as boss is jammed.
Tricky spot for ST because it's either the king of diamonds as a bluff or it's the king of diamonds that's a flush.
Talk to me, chat. What do you think Paul Pua has buried in there? Some submissions of king, queen of diamonds as a semi-bluff coming forward. On the turn. Actually, king, queen of diamonds is there.
I know
My
what you're saying.
apologies,
King
but-
or queen of diamonds, right? Got it.
But I think they're saying it's king, queen of diamonds that's check raised with the
For
nut
value?
flush on the turn.
Sure.
And now jams.
Pure bluff catcher in this spot. It just gotta be, will Paul follow through if he was making a big play on a turn?
Okay, can we remove the sets?
I think so.
Can we remove the ace, king, and ace, queen?
I can.
Can we remove aces up?
I think so.
So then really, diamonds or nothing at all.
I think ST's also thinking in his mind is there better hands for me to call with in this spot?
Hands that block diamonds, you mean?
Yes. Of course. And it's not unreasonable for ST himself to show up with a flush. So why is Paul still jamming? Does it mean he's got it?
Well, when Boss got flatted on the turn as a check raiser, maybe he begins to remove the diamonds from ST's range more so,
I
right?
don't think so. I think ST, if he had diamonds, would just bet call and not reshove the turn. Paul's thinking, you're taking a long time, buddy.
And I don't think he ever imagines that which ST is taking a long time with is ace jack of hearts. Call is made, and it was 5-6 of diamonds. Pair and the flush draw on the flop. Got there on the turn, and max value acquired. Tan looks like he's found some weaponry.
He's got a katana.
What?
What was that?
Don't we, like, have a metal detector around here? What's going on?
What is this?
This is samurai season?
You bad beat me enough. We got a weapon around the corner.
I mean, Tan, in and of himself, is a weapon. You don't need to actually hand him a sword. People get cut when they're tussling with him out here, just fine as it is.
Nice hand, Paul. He got a lot of value. We have blood.
我都没有什么希望 ，SD call，SD 通常不 call。
加油加油！我哋有啦啦隊費嘅，沙發哥。
看出来了，你今天想搞。
I feel like Elton's a fan of giving everyone a sword, by the way. Somehow he thinks that's a good idea.
搞得你那把，后面没有也退了。
你也想赌？
你 call 不 call 啊？一个九赌
后面不懂，
不懂还要想，
去想一下先。
Refill. As 500,000 American dollars are compressed into 20 white chips.
找一次给你
你要
们搞。
继续这个状态啊，不要打回自己的1.0啊，不一样了。可以啊，不要赢了，现在都凉了。
咖啡，
不能喝，还要
追，还要2个底。
还要2个底。
一个2个底我就喝咖啡了。
Helmets. Not swords, helmets. That's what we need.
And these aren't cooler pots. These are some big calls gone wrong.
完全变了。现在是喝红牛。
想多了。
啊，想多了。
想多了。
那剩下是牌多了。
6-3 with a couple of diamonds. Top pair for Elton.
反正就是实力往往不一样。
He started things. Andy with nothing to speak of. Should be done.
Yep.
Sure enough. Bet fold, and onwards we go.
Well, I mean, I think they're discussing. It's not been confirmed. Why you want to stay?
Because they're asking for me to book flight details. So
Yeah.
I have no rush.
You can speak to Elton. I think Elton might.
我没看过
Everyone leaving or is there any
我觉得
games?
你有可能
I think everybody's leaving.
啊，我不说他的可能 fold 掉了，我帮你说一说。
说了一句啥？
So we're just
3.0
about 1 hour in.
3.0哇
Everyone's been all in, but Elton's saying, would you believe that?
这不打了。
Raise 嘛，试一边
No.
嘛 ，check raise turn 嘛，all in 嘛。
No, I would not. Strangely, I feel like Elton's the kind of guy that is jealous of that reality as he sits and observes it happening all around him.
He's ready to get in there. 8-7 of hearts is the hand to continue. Which way?
Some concerns had been expressed in the chat, by the way, as to whether or not we had potentially a savage moth problem at the hotel, but that actually is, that's the way that shirt came.
Are you sure?
That's my guess.
Maybe he tried to iron it. Didn't do such a good job.
Either that or he was
He got hungry.
the victim of some target practice. 3-bet and take it.
Do you think
Play
like
for 65 out of Andy? Talk to me.
Tan Xuan just walks up to Louis Vuitton and just says, "I just want the whole collection," and just leaves?
Yes.
Doesn't even look at it. Same for.
I actually don't even
Sang.
know if he walks up. I think he's probably got a guy, if you know what I mean.
Here's your collection.
You know,
for this season.
Doorbell rings. They
Yeah.
bring a trunk, show him everything. He keeps what he likes. They take the rest and take it back to the boutique.
Yeah.
哎，你看到新死了吗？
没看无所谓嘛。
啊，无所谓，我发了。对。
I tried to get you to come with me to
我怕我
Paris
自己也忘了。
every time we've been in Europe, Randy, so we can
You
get our
went
VAT
hard,
back.
didn't you?
Yeah, yeah. I put a little dent in myself up there.
You got your VAT back though. I don't think
找了一个平衡一点的。
Tan Xuan and Elton
平衡
saying
一点的。
their VAT back. They're just like, yeah, I'm good.
They don't care, Randy. Tokyo, by the way, with the depressed yen, has also become a kind of a shopping
It was
hotspot.
very good at one point.
You were out there recently, right?
Yeah, but I heard it's already gone back. They fixed it.
Loophole closed.
Yeah.
Ace 9-4 and aspirations perhaps closed.
Sorry, am I looking at this right? 8 deuce offsuit.
I think you are. It got a little bit lost in our conversation, but a 12K open from Tan attacking the blinds and continuing to do so for 15,000 as a follow-up.
This feels like the day Paul gets a big green day, already up $500,000. Turn 2 pair.
Yeah. Any concerns about that 10 kicker maybe being in bad shape alleviated here for Pua?
It's not done with this 8 deuce. Something about these bad hands just really makes Tan go hard.
He likes the glory of leveraging dust to great gains.
Yes, he does. It's not going to work. This dust is just going to be costly. Turn top 2 pair, contemplating check raise and check call. Advantages to both.
Looks like we're northbound. 160,000 declared by Paul.
来了，有公仔了。
Snap fold.
数不起来。妈的，我看到一个8。我看到一个8。
I love how people can openly laugh at your play.
他打小我就不打。
It just shows how friendly they are with one another.
They're always laughing at Tan.
好多牌，中牌，用力打。
Until he shows them a snapper for $1 million pot. Then they yell at him.
They do yell at him, especially Paul.
要不是很好玩，要不是很不好玩。
Do you remember that show, and I'm dating myself, Dennis the Menace?
Yes, I know Dennis.
Isn't Tan Dennis the Menace?
Yes, he is.
Pocket Kings. Going to be the menace here for Andy Nee.
13. Raise to 13,000. Pass.
5 deuce suited.
This is catnip for Tan. I'm actually surprised he didn't 3-bet it. And I mean it. Because on more than one occasion, he has 4-bet a pot to 100,000 with this exact combo.
What he hasn't done is fold it. That's consistent.
Running good, huh, Patrick?
Ace 5-3. Gut shot for ST.
Really?
Troublesome flop for Andy. 2 checks in front of a 5 with backdoor hearts. Tan checks back and finds trips on the turn. Now I know why he doesn't fold. I've honestly undervalued 5 deuce throughout the course of my poker career.
You should play it. Everyone should play it.
Maybe because
before that I lost aces twice.
Oh, really?
ST trying to rep that board. Andy's got to keep this one honest from his point of view. And Tan
What did you
Xuan.
have when did you have ace 10 suited? Really?
Trip
When I said you had ace 10
fives.
suited?
Bet and a
Against
call in
Aaron,
front
he
of
had ace
him.
queen off. It was like check,
This
check,
is
flop,
nice.
turn, bet, river, he all in you. It looked like ace 10 suited, or ace jack. Yeah.
20,000 from
Good
Andy
position.
as he sort of sheepishly
Yeah, they
deploys
sent
this
ace jack.
call.
Gross. Yeah. Pretty gross turn.
And now we hate it. Especially when the guy that barreled snap folds in the face of the raise and you're looking over like, really, guy? Did we have to shave 20,000 apiece off our stack and let Tan rep?
Show
Shows the deuce. See, the problem is once he shows the deuce, they know he has a
He
5.
did, because he did say 2-5 in Chinese, I'm pretty sure. Everyone knows it's his hand.
28也玩，27也玩，他妈的全范围。
Today is a good run. Maybe.
打我干嘛嘛？
Are you
傻
playing until
逼！
dinner too? You playing until
我
dinner?
准备都送给你。
You playing until dinner?
我知道你不会偷了5路，我就跟着去
So-
不要给你免费播一张。
我播啥了我？
我再 call 一下你，你就不会偷了吗？还偷啊？
I think the list said that you were on the first.
哎，
I think
你
so.
妈，
那个10人都连到了，
连啥我连不住。
你连不住，哪里说你连不住啊？
我再发2张我都连不住。
他一张4万8、7万打4
Lovely.
那么重。
Yeah.
连
Elton
不住啊！
flatting as well, and all of a sudden, Boss refocused courtesy of queens and the button.
7万7万，
Gonna size up.
全部都排3万个。
$1 million deep, most of them.
一阵风。
70,000. Danny, snap fold and a quick rip of the vape. Settle himself there. Maybe he was thinking naughty things.
I know who's thinking about hitting a set.
7万，
It's the 6s, and I think the 4s are gonna come in too.
一起来。
They always have dreams.
本来
of
不来了，
big
你说我就来了，3万个。
profits.
本来真的不来的，你看到唐轩来，你来，这样神。
$234,000 three-way affair, and it's top set for Boss. Unfortunately, nothing cooking elsewhere in the field.
Paul would just love it if someone was holding 9s or 8s right now, which they could be. Like you mentioned, unfortunate, they've got 6s and 4s.
Two checks in front of us.
There's going to be a little speech from Paul after this, after they fold.
Steady 7.
别来嘛！我不来，你怎么来吧
It is pretty surprising.
搞出了一个
皮皮呀
一个鸟。
，A 皮怎么敢打？
They would both be in there and not be able to continue on that
7万
board.
加的 A 皮，
啊，你这
还不 all in。
哇，3万个，你旺起来，旺起来了，旺起来，旺起来，好多牌啊！把把住哦。啊，
感觉好。
8天1次啊，哦。啊，傷心咗6、7。啊，
傷心。
帮我换一个。
今天，
哎呀，
算一下。
Ace Queen for Andy. Folded around to a small blind.
Big raise.
係啊，我依家導演咪黑我。
Generally, we size up small versus big. Patrick with King 10 puts a quarter in the machine on request. And comes up with top pair. Out in front of the pre-flop opener.
Andy with the check. Not so sure he's looking to check fold this flop. Of course, sizing dependent. 15K. And he does have nut no pair. And look at this. Andy just thinks this 15K is weak. He's gone check raise. That's pre-flop raiser.
Super peculiar choice.
To be fair, Patrick doesn't have really strong kings in this spot. So maybe he's thinking I can blast turn and river, but the 8 is not really a card you can rep too well once you check raise that flop. More 8Xs in Patrick's range. But I've seen Andy go hard. It's not impossible. It's just improbable as he checks.
What are the hands that make sense? If we're Patrick, who checks back and plays pot control here, backdoor spades arrive. For Andy to have opened to 25 with, then check raise to 65 here. Checking the turn. I think Patrick feels quite cozy about his holding at this point.
I think so.
185 in the middle. TBD how cozy he would feel in the face of a big barrel. Instead, Andy seems to be one and done. Patrick, wary of maybe a bigger king. Does check back. Calmly collect that one.
You think Jungle Man's conch is on that shirt?
Triton of the Sea, you mean?
Yes. Triton.
The artist formerly known as Jungle Man. Jungle Man really loves the costume thing every time he's playing on a big stream or televised table these days.
I welcome it.
Wasn't he a Dragon Ball Z character at the World Series of Poker? TPC?
Was that what he did this year?
Final table when he had the green
hair.
Okay,
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes, I do remember this.
And then he was the Terminator.
The Terminator.
I think.
That makeup was sick.
And then what else did he do?
13,000.
He came as a soccer player.
A soccer player.
Remember that?
Okay, I think he also was part of Phil Hellmuth's interest thing and kicked Hellmuth in the nuts this year. You didn't hear about that?
I didn't. I didn't hear about that. 885. Gut shot straight draw for Danny.
Seven's looking good.
Yeah, pocket sevens on this board. Not going to be unhappy as boss, the pre-flop opener, who made it 13 to go.
ST's going to want to bet this flop. I could see Danny coming with check raise. Check call certainly fine as well. He's got a gut shot. 2 overs to the 5. Helpful in case his opponent has a 5. If he thinks ST is just betting in position to take it down, that would be a nice move to check raise here. He can rep that 8 quite credibly too from the big blind.
60,000. Taking the aggressive line.
It's tricky here of sevens because you kind of want to keep your opponent honest. Then again, sevens block all the semi-bluffs. Looks like he is going to come in. Which way is he coming in? Call?
Sort of anxiety inducing when they pull it all in because you don't know if the raise.
When Tan does it, it's more whites coming in.
Queen of Spades turn.
If Danny wants to rep the 8, he needs to keep betting. It's just difficult because you're not sure if ST has the 8 himself.
多咗一格啊嘛，多咗一格睇牌會多嗰個 action。
If Danny had the 9 of spades, he for sure would be betting. Looks like he will once more. What to do now for ST?
Credit to Danny for finding the second barrel, because when ST barrels that flop and then sticks around after a fairly healthy check raise sizing, you do begin to wonder.
So Danny thinks that ST would fold a hand like this on the turn for him to bet. 7 6s, a 5, maybe even 9s. They're all pretty much the same hand, just different varies of vulnerability, and a nice takedown from Danny Tang.
Yep. Second barrel was enough to convince those 2 7s that trip 8s or something better than 7-7 was across the way. Some of the decision making is future game based there out of ST as well, where you call, but you have to ask yourself before doing so, is another barrel coming at me on the river more often than not? Because if it is, then you find yourself in a bad way.
Cash game, deep stack specifically, so difficult to play. You really need a lot of talent. You need to think about future game. It's not, oh, we close the action, get it in on the flop, because they're so deep. You need to think about, okay, if I call here, will my opponent follow through on the river? At what frequency? Maybe I just get away now. Keep things simple. It's a lot of metagame. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Patrick seeking fun with ace-9 of hearts on the button. Both blinds hang in. Todd's got problems if the flush shows up. Only 1 heart out there, though. Coupled with 2 clubs. Danny with the flush draw, king high.
Nice piece for Danny.
Checking it. No action on the flop. 10 doesn't hit anyone.
Danny might come in betting here, repping some queens. Very reasonable from a small blind flat. Patrick often has ace high that can't really call unless it has a gut shot to go with it. Can Patrick keep Danny honest here? Cannot. Danny's playing great.
Yep, 20K, and take it. Danny is a very solid player, by the way. Most of the opportunity that I've personally had to observe him has been over on the Triton Super High Roller Series side of the operation, where he has won several titles. 5-time title winner now?
I believe so. He's just, you're right, he's a solid player. He's very good. He's gotten much better each series, too.
He was player of the year.
He was. Something he requested, and he trained for it.
Yep.
Deserved it.
That's the Ivan Liao Player of the Year award, and Danny and Ivan were very, very close. It was such an emotional moment right here at Maestro to close the last season of the Triton Super High Roller Series, where Danny accepted the awards. So many were on hand, and there weren't a lot of dry eyes.
2-7? Second time already.
Danny's speech honoring his late friend. He was a friend of many of the guys that you see here at this table. Obviously, Boss and Ivan had a great relationship. Elton was very close with him as well, and he would have fit right into this cash
He would be playing this game for sure.
Add it to the game.
He's smiling.
He's asking for the
walking
7 off only.
Yeah.
From 7 with 7 plays anyway.
Meanwhile, Elton is upset that the 7 deuce game isn't on because he's been dealt it twice.
Ace queen for ST, who put a big dent in Elton, as I recall, when they played the pair game yesterday.
Yes.
Where you get to pick 3 different pocket pairs, and then anytime your opponent gets them, I think it's like in varying degrees of value. And aces was one of ST's pairs, and each time he got it, Elton had to give him 150K.
Right.
He got it 3 times?
He got it 3 times, and then Elton got kings once, so Elton profited 300K. I'm not Elton, ST against Elton. 3-bet from Patrick.
Can I order...
Dominated with the ace-10.
Suit blockers for Patrick. Reduces
dragon fruit.
The continues
blueberry. And half
the call of 3-bet. Makes you want to c-bet a bit more.
20,000. Just 20%. ST never going away at that price. And now a double paired board is a good development for Patrick, who was in trouble.
It's a pretty good card for ST as well, because you never want to face barrels when you're holding just ace queen high, and you rarely see it with this turn card.
Thank you.
Ace, that's trouble for Patrick, because now we're not chopping anymore. ST might be able to go for value himself, although maybe he thinks he can induce someone trying to rep the ace, or maybe a worse ace would just bet themselves for value.
Clubs may be a bit of a concern.
Of course, ST needs to worry about ace-king a bit too. Patrick can check, which he does. He saves himself. Didn't get greedy.
That's one of those situations where losing the pot we can feel better than we would had we not decided to check. Sort of a weird sense of pride in our decision making, given we know that the outcome would have been bad if we sought value.
So ST slowly rebuilding.
You heard what Danny ordered, right?
What did he order?
Dragon fruit.
Oh, yeah. He knows.
He knows what?
That it doesn't taste like cardboard.
The least tasty fruit nature has to offer.
It really is not.
You know what it is? You can't have it all. You can't look that good and also be delicious. That's what happened. Dragon fruit cashed it all in on looks and then had no flavor, no taste at all. Very Instagrammable, though. Jack 10-6. Top 2 against an open ender here. We arrive courtesy of the 12K open from Ton.
Half pot.
Yeah, this is simple big blind defense from ST and a simple check call. 9s on the turn.
Gives them some showdown value against ace queen, ace king. 2 pair though. Still very strong.
Running 9s would be a winner for ST as well. And as we can see, even though he wouldn't welcome it, a queen on the end would work. 37,000. Second barrel sizing.
ST's range actually contains a lot of these 1 pair straight draw type holdings, so he 10 bets the turn, he often bets the river whether he has it or not, just to try to shed those type of hands.
And even though we have that queen, which could be leveraged here, King Queen might be a little bit more difficult to represent as a flat caller in the big blind. Certainly, it happens with some frequency.
Yeah, I would say it's still in his range, but I know where you're coming from. Maybe
And then the
some King
peel
Queens 3-bet.
with something like Queen 8 becomes a little more difficult to rep. 7-8, granted.
Right.
With some backdoor flush potential, perhaps. But in any case, it's a laydown and a pot to ton.
我有时牌的
开10勾6不是讲最大了吗？
嗯，10个6了是最大的，你就没领先过我，从头到尾都没领先过我。
啊，这不是头滑。
Queen Jack. Elton perks up. 7s for ST. That's the hand that bloodied Andy Nee. What was it, the very first hand?
Very first hand, you're right. 7s against 10 Schwens, King 10.
3 players. 10 high rainbow texture here. Hits Andy for top pair and the best of what's around. Both blinds. Check it over to the 2 over cards.
Feels like he's going to get called in 2 spots here. Given ST's acting before Andy. If it was flip-flopped, maybe the 7s bail out.
As you suspected, it does get called in 2 spots. And now all of a sudden, Elton picks himself up an open ender. Andy with the gut shot. Note that the 7s are busy.
To bet this open ender into 2 is difficult. That 9 does rate to hit the blind's check call range. Do like this check.
You going on my jet, right?
Yeah, you could get blown off your equity.
Yeah.
那你走不走？明天？还不走？
有完我就不走了。
哪里还有人啊？SD 走。
No bets on the river.
讲了。
After that 4 pairs.
没完的，我跟艾腾单挑都完。
Every little bit counts if you're Andy Nee, who polished off that first bullet against as we mentioned in the first hand. And that's not how he wanted to start the session, given that his work was already cut out from him. Being stuck a million last night.
我们两个什么都单挑吗
Looks to still be in good spirits.
我们单挑13水，
单挑13水，单挑奥马哈，单挑德州，我操，什么都没人玩了。
到最后谁赢？
全都是他赢啊！单挑什么都是他赢，没赢过他。
他偷鸡偷死了。
13水啊，输300万给他。
有啊。
啊不是300万，300注。没有，吓死我。
60万了。
嗯。我这单挑怎么输这么多注给他？300注是吗？还是多少
？300注，300注。
300注不多啊。300注。
没打多久，打了2个钟啊。
对啊。
Suited connector, reasonable open from Tan. Patrick defending with the king 6. Nobody involved with 5-5-3-2 clubs.
其实那个13水挺好玩的。你不会玩？
今天打完可以玩。
嗯？
今天打完可以玩。
真打完。
打完我们打奥马哈。
可以啊，我们一路打奥马哈。
Casual 10 dimes.
我们太懒惰。
太慢了，浪费时间，你弄完。
Patrick.
不会太慢吧
We'll pick
今天
another
可以打奥
spot.
马哈啊。肯定是不会才邀请你嘛，我最喜欢邀请不会的人。
啊，这场牌一点都不好玩。
嗯哼，
这张牌一点都不好玩。
Well, how about a peek at the early state of affairs here, where both ST Wang and Andy have had bullets polished off. Stuck over a buy-in. Elton, 172,000 in the hole. He's not too worried about things. Ferdinand Putra joins the party. Danny, Khan, and Boss all doing quite well, with Boss's 763K profits early. Very welcome, considering the first 5 days were very rough on him.
打了这么多年短盘，他妈的没地方耍。
后面都是打公司的这个
生筹码没那么简单。
生筹码，对，好一点，但没人打生筹码。
没人打。
是真没人打生筹码，几乎没有。
King Jack opening for Elton.
这几个是没人打生。
下次传奇比赛的时候，我们自己组个生马局，500个 NT 上，1000个车，300就给了，300套，300、500车，
Ace 4 flatting the button.
敲一直敲，没有，马跃升很多瑞士的，瑞士3打。
Heads up. Queen Jack deuce, not bad for Elton. Second up flush draw, second pair. Checks it though.
Yeah, it makes sense to induce some bluffs. Maybe let a worse club catch up, and you can really win a decent pot with that king of clubs.
No bite out of Andy, whose 4 of clubs turns into the inferior flush. And Elton extending rope on a second occasion.
The idea here with the king of clubs is to let your opponent try to rep it.
Still no nibbling out of Andy.
Feels like for Elton now, we value bet ourselves. Trying to get a weaker club to pay off. He might even go sizable here. He might be expected to bet the ace of clubs on an earlier street. He's gone over bet. 60 into 38,000.
You know, it's interesting because what this does is leave Andy thinking it isn't about how big my club is. It's just the fact that I've got one.
Right. That's why he's thinking about calling here.
This is really nicely done by Elton. You know, constructed it based on the fact that he checked the first 2 streets, always knows his hand is good. Rough for Andy as he pays off. I can't really blame him for doing it, Randy.
No. He knows his opponent is got the bluffs in his range.
Yeah, just a victim of a solid line.
He played it tricky.
Elton can be a very tricky player. For that matter, all of these players
of them, yes,
are slippery.
They are not straightforward.
And the fact that they're not straightforward is why we see some of the size of the pots that we do, because people don't have to have the nuts every time they go bombing 3 streets against us in a game like this.
We've seen it over and over again. 5 deuce suited in the hands of ST.
King 4 deuce, all hearts. Andy's turn to have a big flush draw. Granted, he's up against ST this time, who's got bottom pair and ideas. 10K. Follow up to the 15K open.
Slight equity advantage to Andy, unpaired. Calling. And
as
leading.
He did, yeah, as he did pre-flop. And in comes the flush. Not sure if ST's going to have any romantic feelings about his deuces now.
Looks like ST's going to bet once more and just try to fold out anything that isn't a flush. There are plenty of hands that would fold here. Pocket pairs, without the heart. There's some wheelie stuff that doesn't have a flush as well. Would peel 10k on the flop. So once he gets called on the turn, he is up against a flush.
And that flush could be in a real difficult position if all of a sudden ST wanted to bomb away upon the arrival of a board pair.
Although he's not really expected to bomb on the arrival of the board pair because his opponent's got more full houses in range. A lot of times sets would be cautious.
On the turn?
On the turn.
STB less likely to fire that 30k barrel?
So I'm curious to see if Andy can craft this and figure it out because ST is still trying to bomb and rep the ace of hearts.
85,000. And I like what you said because Pocket Kings might have been more interested in the check and see what happens on the turn. Maybe we don't think there's much deuce, deuce, 4-4 in ST's range. And if we remove the boats, maybe some king 10.
Good call.
But Andy's going to find out. And Toji for ST.
Very good call by Andy. Because, you know, he's been making some calls and being wrong lately.
Yeah.
It's good to just kind of keep your head on. Not get gun shy.
碰见鬼一样的今天。我说今天碰见鬼一样的，什么牌都感觉输一样的。
那你今日出啖什麼嚟嘅？
有那個。
打3槍是嘛？
打3槍啊。KK